coming to you live from the outer reaches of space. I'm your captain, Jeremy Schmidt, on the spacecraft that we have lovingly dubbed the Wii U successor. We drift along in space towards our destination, an outpost on the Milky Way's edge to deliver a payload of Nintendo Switch 1 games, as the crew on that outpost has never played a single one. And I do mean drift. We sent this dang spaceship back to Nintendo, and it still has that dang drift. Let me introduce the crew that's helping us on this voyage. We, of course, have my second in command, my first mate, Mr. Connor McCabe. Hello, Connor.
Jeremy, it's great to see you, buddy. Oh boy, am I not ready for this?
Yes, quite the voyage to come.
McCabe has given them the business.
All right, and I tried to check. Ooh, I should have checked. We can all. That's all like screaming loud sound effects, right? It's all like
pretty. I thought that was regular volume.
Regular volume, good. Okay, yeah. Good. Good. Let me continue to introduce people. We have, of course, our comms officer, July Diaz. Welcome, July.
Comms are good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and I wrote down comms officer, and I was like scratching my head. I was like, what does a comms officer do? What is that exactly? Could you shed light?
I know exactly what it is. I'm just letting you know they're good.
All right.
Hello, July, yeah, how you been?
Where's that barrage?
Okay, we have head chef. Of course, we got to eat. We got to eat out here. Head chef, Mark Mitchell. Mark, welcome.
Thank you. Hope everybody likes hot dogs, boiled hot dogs.
We love them.
Yes. Again? Yes.
Yeah. Dinner for you, Mikey.
Yes.
I neglected to mention this up top, although there really wasn't a good place for me to do it. We have like 3 new sound effects dropping on this episode, which I'm so delighted to debut. But one of them is Mr. Mark Mitchell's. Are you ready, Mark, for your 2025
I am ready.
Sound effect? Okay, here we go.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh,
that's nice. Good. I like it.
Yeah. I like that new Donkey Kong jam.
That one that you just made?
Yeah, no, I didn't make it. It's Bonanza's. It's Bonanza's jam, baby.
Okay.
All right. We have the maintenance officer, Patrick Ehlers. Patrick, welcome.
I also hope everyone likes hot dogs.
Yes. Okay.
Boiled hot dogs.
Yes, of course. Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, good. Oh, Missile Command. Kristin Thorson is with us. Hello, Kristin.
Hello. Don't worry. I learned everything I know about firing missiles from the last stage of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on the Sega Genesis. So we are in great hands.
Yeah, it sounds like we're in good shape. Thank you so much, Kristin. Kristin, you're also one of the new sound effects dropping. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
One more time. Hello, Kristin.
All right.
I was expecting. I didn't know I was getting a new one. I thought there was one last time.
Yeah, I think you had one, and maybe it was an older one. Oh wait, no, wait. Wait, you do have another one. It's this.
Maybe it carried over from last year.
They say Seymour went to Macarena Temple.
Oh,
that was you made that one.
I made that for Kristin.
Kristin, you have one of the coveted 2 sound effects a year person. That's only there's 2 people like that this year. I won't say the other one. We have, of course, the on-ship entertainment. You gotta stay entertained here. It's Mikey Stephens. Mikey, welcome.
I'm happy to be here, and hope you all like hot dogs. A lot of hot dogs in my act.
Boiled hot dogs.
Boiled hot dogs.
Now basketball is my favorite sport.
I also, entertainment's very broad and vague, so we're asking Mikey to sort of change up the kind of entertainment every night. So it's like singing, stand up,
and happy to do it all. And also do just want to say July's been helping a lot with the entertainment. So still not sure what comms is or if comms is a job, but he's had a lot of time to help me with
I just
want
to say, in the collaboration with Mikey's entertainment, it's been going pretty good.
Yeah.
Everything's going good.
And we have, of course, a newcomer to our voyage out here in space. but a decorated officer has joined us, and as a tradition on the show, anytime there's a newcomer to one of these voyages, they become head of all brig operations. And it is, of course, none other than Janet Garcia is with us today. Janet, hello and welcome.
Hello, it's an honor to be here and to have this new and exciting role,
and we all know what the brig is.
Oh, man.
Right?
I'm caught up. Yeah. Oh,
it's impossible to forget. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think it's a unwritten rule. You can't Google it, of course, because we all remember it. We know exactly what the brig does. And it's
sense it.
You sense what the brig is. Janet, are you ready for your 2025 sound effect?
Yeah, I'm scared and I'm prepared.
Okay, here we go.
Well, Janet, how's that make you feel?
That's super fair.
Welcome aboard. We're so happy to have you, Janet. For the listeners at home, we know you. I think through the Mid-Max podcast. I mean, that's how I know of you. But yeah, did you want to give the listeners at home just a little preamble into who you are, what you kind of do on the side? I mean, I know you do some streaming stuff and stuff, whatever as well.
Keep naming stuff. Keep naming stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'm Janet Garcia. I'm a game critic and content creator. You may know me from places like Min-Max, where I do the Min-Max show, and Pew Pew Bang. I also guest on Remap Radio. I do an indie podcast as well called The Indie Council. I run a games and not games podcast called The Gamecast with my fiance. I stream on twitch.tv/GameOnasis, upload those VODs to YouTube, and I have my website, Pen2Pixels, where you can read my written criticism. And sometimes there's stuff in between that, but that's the main stuff that I do. And also, I have this job here today.
Yeah, super. Yeah, I was
which
just
is
going to
the
say,
most important because it's the most recent. So I really got to make a good impression, putting all my eggs in this basket,
Yeah, super honored to have you with us today, and all of those things you just said make you so qualified to run the brig. So welcome aboard.
Can never be too qualified.
We are, of course, going to be bringing one of every single Nintendo Switch title with us through space to an outpost, delivering it there. One of each title. We didn't bring any copies or backups. We figured one of each was good enough. They can take turns with some of these, huh? But yeah, I mean, I guess just...
They can take turns?
Yeah, the people we're delivering it to. They can take turns with... I think, just as I was thinking a little bit today after my nap about the Nintendo Switch one, I thought I would just...
The captain's nap.
I thought I would just kind of go around and talk to everybody a little bit about what the Nintendo Switch means to them and sort of their history with the console and maybe their feelings of the console at this far along in the journey. I'll start so I give everyone a chance to kind of, I don't know, come up with something. I got the Switch launch year, and I think it's the best console of all time.
Wow.
It's not my favorite. It's not the one I have the most nostalgia with. That would be the Nintendo GameCube. Thank you very much. But I do love the Nintendo Switch so much. I think that that idea of I can take Mario with me, or he can be in my living room. I was just I was so smitten by that idea. I know the Steam Deck is out now, and maybe that's better than the Switch. I don't know. I don't have one, but I just love I love that dang Switch, and it's so old now. It's so rusty. It's inside I can hear it. It's screaming every time I turn him on, But he's been with me for
This is the Switch?
It's the Switch, yeah.
It screams at you?
It's screaming at me.
It's like a tree in Fern Gully. You just gotta put your hand on it.
We all have screaming Switches, guys. Don't act like he's being weird.
That first 2 years of the Switch, though, I will never forget. I was such a happy gamer. I was so satisfied. My Breath of the Wild, my Mario Odyssey. I think we had Smash by the next year. It just, it will always live large in my mind, and I think the successor has some big shoes to fill. But Mark Mitchell, what about you? Co-host of the Nintendo Cartridge Society.
Man, I agree with you so much. I feel like when Nintendo first showed off the Switch in that teaser video, and you just saw it and you're like, oh, this makes so much sense. This is perfect. And I feel like the console kind of turned out to be that way. Even the stuff that like it's amazing what third parties were able to fit onto it, like Witcher 3. It's been such a great console, and I am also super nervous about what the successor will end up being. But as a longtime Nintendo fan, especially coming out of the Wii U era, to see them kind of knock it out of the park with the Switch has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it might also be kind of fun to like just check in to see if who's got a pre-order cooking for that Switch 2. Mark, did you get your hands on one?
Oh yeah, I was able to. Yeah, I was able to.
Good for you. Good for you. I got one too, supposedly from Target coming. Allegedly, I have one.
Yeah, I'm also like
we'll
not
see.
counting my chickens until it actually happens. But yeah, in theory.
I check on that pre-order every couple days, and it's still active, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Patrick Ehlers, other co-host of the Nintendo Cartridge Society. Switch 1? Like it?
I do like it. The Switch 1 has played such a big role in the podcast that Mark and I do together. Our very first episode was called No More NX Rumors because we were sick of discussing them between ourselves. And that's when we thought we just knew the code name. And like 2 weeks later, they like revealed the thing in earnest. So the Switch has been around in either like proto form or actually in our hands for the entire run of our, now 8.5 year long podcast. So it means a lot to me. I also I love these sort of phenomenon of like many of Nintendo's franchises like have achieved an ultimate version on Switch, and that just makes it an exciting platform for a lifelong Nintendo guy. So yeah, I love it. I'm very excited for Switch 2. I do have my pre-order from Nintendo. Thank you. I have things pre-ordered at too many places right now because I got really nervous when I couldn't land one at Best Buy. So I just started pre-ordering all the accessories and other stuff anywhere I could. But Nintendo gave me the ability to pre-order the Switch 2 and that Yunobo amiibo, who was still impossible to buy anywhere else.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, Nintendo actually just emailed me recently to be like, we're not ready to give you one yet, but we're thinking about it. We're thinking about it soon.
My buddy got that email and he texted me furious. He was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know.
I forgot I loaded up these sound effects. I should be giving these out for when we have Switch 2 pre-orders. Ooh, baby. And when we have Switch 1 when we don't, we have the regular. Yeah.
Okay, I recognize that one. Yeah.
This one?
What is the first one?
The first one? That's the 2.
That sounds like someone's getting slapped.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it sounds like a punch.
Not as good. Not as good.
It's very like sexual sounding. I don't know. It's kind of got like.
I thought Jeremy was spanking his little bottom there.
I wasn't spanking my little bottom. No.
I'm like, is this still the Switch 1 discussion? Like, what's going on?
Well, hit the sound effect again. Let's see where your hand is.
Okay, here. Both. Well, I can't hit the sound.
Yeah, it's disappearing. Yeah.
No. I think the quality is too good on the sound effect. I think if you were to dilute it,
Jeremy, and this is like entrapment. You have to tell us if you're spanking your little bottom.
No, I'm not spanking my little bottom. I promise.
Okay. All right.
Janet, put him in the brig.
No.
The unrated version of the trailer that I guess dropped the secret flyby video.
Mikey Stephens.
Yeah.
Tell me about your Switch.
Okay, well, I wasn't one of those, got straight A's little Nintendo boys. Okay, I was in the parking lot smoking weed with my Sony PlayStation, baby.
Okay, all right.
So, the Switch was like the first Nintendo console that I got for me. That I was like, I'm now a little Nintendo boy. I get straight A's. I'm good now. I'm reformed. And I don't, I love it. I don't have a ton. I will say one of the things that I do want to say that I think where Sony kind of failed, or maybe it's developers, like I harp on the haptic feedback, super underused feature with the PS5, where I still disconnect those controllers and like set it up at the airport sometimes. Like I use all the features still. And I think that's incredible that they didn't just like fall to the wayside or like go unused. Like I still use all the little things. I still unclick it and still pick it up and, move it around. And like, I do all the things with it. Great system. 10 out of 10. No notes.
Yeah. And pre-order, yay or nay?
Nay.
Well,
nay on the pre-order.
Get one of those.
Didn't spank your little bottom.
Nice little classy.
No bottoms were spanked.
No bottoms.
Definitely a Switch sound effect. Yeah. Thank you. Great.
Janet, let's go over to you. What was your Switch 2 adventure like?
Yeah. Well, the Switch 1, I'm guessing is what you meant. But
is that what I said? I said Switch 2?
Yeah, it's the sound effect. It's gotten really buried in here.
Wow.
Apologies.
The pain of the spanking of his bottom went up to his head.
Are we calling it Switch 1? There's that debate, right?
It OG Nintendo Switch.
Is it the Nintendo Switch? Is it the Switch? I don't know, but the Nintendo Switch that we're here to discuss today. Yeah, I got that midnight release. Was a Wii U owner, the few, the proud, but definitely had that excitement for what Nintendo had next. And I think to the point you brought up, Mark, not only was it something that was sensical, but it was something that I know when I first saw like the trailer that dropped for the Nintendo Switch, I had that hesitancy on, is it really going to be as seamless as they're selling it as? Will I really be able to drop it into the dock and like play and then pick it up and play? And I'm like, if that works, that'll be great. But, I think the Wii U had a lot of those ideas of ways to be fun and not need the TV. And it didn't quite work, I think, as well as people wanted it to. So there was that fear of, will Nintendo deliver on this promise? And they absolutely did. They build Breath of the Wild as, we don't need anything else because we have Breath of the Wild and it's going to be like one of the greatest games ever. And it was like everything that needed to go right did go right, except for the drift. But that came so later that, it didn't really mar the system, at least for its launch. And yeah, it was a really exciting time. I think there was a lot of fun around it having that classic, launch issue of having a small library, but that also came with a unity that was unique to that moment. Fast RMX, so many people played that game because it was one of the, few things that you could play that felt new on the Nintendo Switch. It was a really magical system that I think reinvigorated the excitement of playing Nintendo games. And it was finally, Nintendo's never really wavered on their software generation after generation. They have some of the best games in the industry, but now everything was working. Like their games are, at some of their heights franchise wise, and the hardware was really incredible, really fun. And it was just nice to have the magic of a console that had an identity that also shaped the way you played. I think that was also a really unique thing to the Nintendo Switch, where, again, back to that trailer, we're like, are we really going to be playing on like the rooftop with our friends? But we like did all those things, We went to the bar and like played the Switch. We like,
went to the skate park.
Exactly. Like it's like those things really happened. And I think that was really cool. So definitely love my Switch, but it's been a quiet, year or two with the Switch, and the pains are starting to show. And it's like, I'm going to keep my Switch for, ever, I think. But I'm ready to, that thing's already in a drawer in my Calyx shelf, and I got the space ready. I have my Switch 2 pre-order secured. If you are at the Burbank Empire Center, come the midnight launch, which is 9 p.m. our time, because West Coast privilege.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, game changer. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So if you're there, I'll be there too. Let's go play the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah. Man, I'm so jealous. It's shipping to me. I get it shipped.
I don't want to watch the window all day. And I love the midnight release is also so fun. I know people often talk about it like, oh man, I miss midnight releases. They're still here. Like you can totally still go to them, and they're still a really fun time, I think.
That's cool. Konzi, hit me, baby.
Oh boy, Jeremy. The Nintendo Switch was the console that like reinvigorated my love for video games. I had like been in an extended period of identifying as a casual gamer for so long until truly this aforementioned trailer, where they finally showed off the console. As soon as I saw it, it was a little different than Janet's experience. I was immediately a prisoner of the moment and just knew I had to have this thing. And I had no concern for if it was going to function or not. I was just like, I'm sold, get me there. And I finally they're like saying not hearing him through Twitch. They're saying maybe that's because I muted myself. The Nintendo Switch rejuvenated my passion for gaming. And yeah, I was back. Leading up to the launch of the Switch, I replayed like some of my favorite 3D Zeldas, which is my personal favorite series ever. When it came out, it was kind of the first time that I like we become to be known. Not really. We like to have little video game parties every so often to celebrate things, whether it's, we're going to do a little Switch 2 launch party, which I'm really excited about. We've done stuff for like when Super Smash Brothers Ultimate came out, Jeremy. That's when we had people over to my old apartment, if you'll remember.
Yeah, I remember that. And then I think we had drinks, and then we did a podcast later. And I remember my eyes hurting when we were doing that podcast. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yes, you, me, Mikey Stephens, and Jacques did it. And I think that's how I met Jacques officially. Yeah, right. And then I got the flu that night. So it was all worth it.
It was actually fucked up what we did.
It was messed up. But yeah, this console, it's just honestly delivered. There's plenty of... I feel like when a console reaches the heights like this one did, I definitely throughout its life cycle found plenty of criticism for like the company Nintendo and things that didn't happen on the Switch. But if I really zoom out, they knocked it out of the park in almost every way possible. There's like some consumer friendly stuff that like really bothered me, but overall, like I couldn't have been happier. I think it was Patrick, or I want to say it was Patrick, who said that like, or maybe Jeremy, that there was like an ultimate version of every series that Nintendo is known for, and then some on this console. I love it. It's incredible. I'm stoked for the Switch 2. Like Patrick, finally last week through Nintendo, they said I was a good boy because of my grades.
My goodness.
So there we go. Jeremy, I wish I could see your other
listener,
hand.
Jeremy just smacked this little bottom.
Okay. Okay, guys, it wouldn't make the same identical sound each time.
Yes. But, I think that this console is responsible for a lot of, me making a hobby, a sort of like side career passion like a lot of us have now. And so I'm thankful for it. And it's honestly brought me closer together with a lot of you.
Mm-hmm. And God.
And mostly God. The Christian God is who I'm referring to.
Kristen.
Well, what an order to go in, because I feel like my sentiment at the beginning was the complete opposite of Connor's. I remember when the trailer came out being like, I had a Wii U, I had a Wii, but I was still mostly gaming on PC and still very much in that like nobody's gonna go hang out at a public place and bring their Switch. And like, I was like, everybody's going to be like, if you bring that out, everybody's going to be like, I was very wrong, humbled. I was extremely wrong. And it's very cool to like have something to do. It's like a great little party machine. Like if you're having a get together with friends. But I also, even though that was my sentiment, I still pre-ordered one. Like I got it on launch.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I was working at Best Buy at the time still, I think. So, or no, maybe not. I don't know. Either way, I had easy access to one somehow, and I was like, whatever, I'll just get one. And then
they would never hire me, no matter how much I tried. Best Buy would never hire me.
And then I I'm not like, I don't really enjoy handheld gaming super much. I think it's because I have weird little baby hands, and nothing ever fits quite right. But I play my Switch like almost exclusively docked, unless I'm going on a trip, and then I'll bring it with me. So weirdly, a lot of what I got on it at first was mostly games that I already had on PC that I wanted to play on the couch. Because like the Steam Link, I had a Steam Link and I didn't like it very much, and now I have a Steam Deck that does kind of the same idea. But sometimes I just didn't want to be at my desk. But Binding of Isaac is one of my favorite games of all time. Don't steal it. If anything bad happens on the trip. It was just nice to be able to have that on the couch and then on the go. So that's pretty much what I've kind of continued to use it for, is just like double copies of games I already own and Nintendo first party titles.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I hope your little bottom isn't too sore, because I do have a Switch 2 pre-order.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What has happened?
Oh, now you can't reach.
Okay.
For a second there, Jeremy couldn't find his little bottom, and then he found his little bottom.
No, it wasn't that.
He was just swinging around
little,
down
that's
there.
why.
Well, Kristin Delightful, July Diaz, show them how it's done, Daddy. Take us home.
So I hold my Switch to bed. Like, I hold it every night I go to bed as like a comfort, like a comfort pillow type of thing.
Sure.
And yeah, I just love the damn thing. It very quickly.
No cussing, please. No cussing.
I love the fucking shit out of it.
I think that's the first time I've heard July say the F word.
And yeah, this little fucker is he just brings me so much joy. I also initially got excited and got it because of Breath of the Wild, and I wanted to play that. And I don't think I've ever played it docked. I've only ever played it handheld mode.
What the?
Which is because it's just so easy not to dock it.
How big are your hands?
Yeah, let's do a hand
pretty
check.
normal
Yeah,
size. Like,
okay.
yeah.
Those are massive for the listener.
Yeah,
Those are
look at-
massive.
For
hands
the
here.
listener, his hands are taking up his entire camera.
They're pretty normal size, I'd say. But very quickly, once Smash Brothers Ultimate came out, that became my go-to system for that, and it was just so wonderful seeing all the getting hyped for all the new characters and those announcements and whatnot. And over the years, I've found I've played more of the digital exclusive library on it. A lot of the online stuff, like Tetris 99, I love so much. So yeah, and then in regards to the Switch 2, this is like a thing across the board for all new systems. I like to wait a little bit before grabbing this new system.
Yeah.
And so
Class. The epitome of class.
I will get the Switch 2. I for sure might wait until they do some sort of collaboration special limited edition version. Because I just love any kind of those styles of.
Don't you have a Switch Lite that's really pretty?
I have a coral Switch Lite.
Okay, for some reason I got the Animal Crossing one. I guess not.
I wanted that one just really for the dock. But no, I didn't get it.
I have that one.
You do?
Yeah.
Same.
Ooh,
So nice.
What?
Yeah.
So many.
It's so nice.
It's right there. You can't see it. It's just out of frame.
No, those dang things are really pretty, but
Yeah, but I love the damn thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
for cursing.
No, it's all good. Well, I guess with that, we better.
I'll start my act. My one.
Yeah, you start your act.
No,
we
please,
all better
yeah.
just sit back and relax
And-
because it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out. Oh
Thanks for
no!
coming in. Oh, man.
Oh my God! The alarms are going off. What does this mean? Quick, July, check the comms feed. What's happening?
Okay, I'm getting a reading that's not good.
Oh no, not good. That's the opposite of good. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, Kristin, how's our missiles? Do we have all of them?
Well, I needed a 6-button Genesis controller when we got it. This one's only got 3 buttons.
We only gave you the 3 button. Oh no, we can't defend ourselves from whatever's coming. Okay, wait. Quick. Patrick, how many escape pods do we have? One for each of us, I hope.
Hold on. I've been cleaning them, so I remember this.
Okay.
There's one for each of us.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
And
goodness.
there's enough room in each one for everyone to bring 5 games.
What? Oh, that's terrible news. We should have built these things with enough space to bring the entire library with us. That means 5 times 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Carry the.
There's no way to know.
40 Switch games? Is that how
And
many?
for the listener,
Only.
he wasn't doing math. He was just spanking his little bottom.
No, I was doing math. I was doing head math. Okay, well, great. I guess we're going to take the best, coolest, most favoritist 40 of the Nintendo Switch games with us before our gosh dang spacecraft explodes into dust. Oh, man. I guess we should let everyone take their favorite game. No, wait, that won't work. We'll have duplicates. Certainly people will have shared favorite games. There's only one fair way to do this, and that is to pull up a random number generator on Google and do a fantasy draft. Snake style. Hey, no pun intended. Right?
Well, it is Metal Gear Solid playing.
Right. Okay, do you guys mind if I turn the alarm off?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I was hoping you'd turn it up.
Okay. Great. Well, I guess let's get started. We are in imminent peril and danger, and so
did we establish what the peril was?
Tariffs.
Yes,
We've been hit by
the tariffs.
We're getting tariffs are coming at us quick, and we got to get that H out of here.
Is this the first time it wasn't an asteroid hitting us, but yay, a large tariff?
Well, I mean, I would say the amount of tariffs that have balled together on this thing, you can call it an asteroid.
Okay.
It's a big old tariff. It's made from
Asteroid
tariffs. It's
size.
an asteroid made from tariffs, kind of coming at us.
But somehow it's helping us. That's what I'm told, at least. I don't know. You know.
Well, it's helping someone.
It's getting closer and closer, though. I'm starting to get nervous.
It'll bring manufacturing jobs back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard about them for a long time.
The person hurling at it told me, so I think that seems to check out.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. If you do look up in the distance, you do see that there is just a guy hurling them at us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
from a different spacecraft. Okay, Connor. Well, you got that random number generator.
You know, for the viewers on Twitch as we do this live, or on YouTube belatedly, or perhaps the audio only listeners who are going to have to take our word for it. I have a random number generator pulled up, and I'm about to click the generate button between 1 and 8. And before I even click, Jeremy,
we
should invite people to pick numbers. I mean, I know that. Jeremy, you want to just take that away? Because we're going to pick numbers between 1 and 8, and whoever picks the correct number that is generated will get to go first, and then it will be ascending order after that.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like closest to without going over and then ascending. Is that right?
Yeah. So I think let's say the correct number, like on the screen, the preordained
Simple
number,
enough. Yeah.
was 5.
Okay,
the second person to go would be 6.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway.
And before we do this as well, I just want to clear this with everybody in advance. You know, since we have one of every single game here, I think that including digital titles, I think for this episode and this episode only, folks, every title's on the table. I mean, is that crazy? It's like every single Switch game that has ever come out, be it digital, physical.
I have some thoughts on this.
Remake. Okay, Connor, whatever.
I think we're on our way with those parameters. I think that if it's like an exclusive, well, it doesn't have to be exclusive. Anything is on the table. I would say that perhaps the online library should be ineligible, because I think that takes a little fun out of it. But exclusive Nintendo Switch Online software should be eligible, I think.
So you're saying the Game Boy Advance library gone, the Game Boy library gone, the NES
and no
library
NSO stuff then.
I think, well, pretty much with the exception of, like, let's say someone wants to pick a title with the suffix 99 in it. I think that should be eligible.
Connor wants Pac-Man 99.
Well, wait a minute.
Or Tetris 99?
I think there's a physical version of that too.
Yeah. But how about this? How about it? Well, because the thing is like, I want to be celebrating these indie titles that I played and discovered here first on Switch. That has to happen. So, I think so. That means we have to allow digital games.
Yeah.
Like so you're saying cool. Okay, you're just saying no
to digital. I'm just saying
great.
I don't think we should allow I think we should abstain from choosing a legacy library that's offered through NSO. Like Patrick said,
I love this.
GBA.
I literally thought you were saying the opposite. So I'm glad. Okay,
no,
good. Perfect. Okay, good. Yeah. Well, let's just assume that we all have NSO. So we all get the entire.
I did just check the escape pods, and all of those classic libraries are already in all 8 of the escape pods.
Okay.
Well, if we're doing that, then do we get the 99 offerings as well?
No.
Okay.
Do we also have the dress rehearsal?
Wait,
of all
why
the
wouldn't we,
SNL
though?
episodes?
You just don't. Sorry,
Okay.
July. What was
confounding
the
to me? Confounding to
My
me.
suspension of disbelief only goes so far. I feel like, are we getting this?
And okay. So the 99 titles we still have to draft, but the NSO titles we don't have to draft. Anything
I think
else?
too, if like you draft a title that has DLC, it just comes with it, like we've done in the past.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think, and then
Collections are okay.
Collections are good. Okay. Yeah, I think retro titles good. You know,
3D All Stars.
I think that's on the table if you want it.
Mega Man Battle Network Collection.
I mean,
Okay.
truly, if that's colors your experience for the Switch, sure.
No. Let's okay. Does anyone else have any other questions about what is eligible or ineligible? I also think international imports too. You can pick those if you want.
And one last little clarification. I think if for some reason there's like 2 versions of the same game, you kind of can basically choose whatever version you want, whether it's the ultimate or not. Because I think just in the spirit of the fun, duplicates would be kind of stinky, but it's
Violet, Scarlet.
I mean, I think you could. Those are different games. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you don't have to do that.
I mean, if you want to take up space in your pod with Scarlet and Violet,
Yeah, truly.
2 games, neither of which should be anywhere. I think.
Yes.
Whoa.
Like, hey, it's your pod. You know, I got my own pod over here.
I love this. I feel secure in moving forward.
Great.
Let's do it. Should I just, as the captain, I'll just pick one. I'll be the number 1 as
Great.
previewed.
I mean, Janet, it's your first time. What number do you want to pick?
Between
3. 1 and 8.
3, she said.
We got 3 for Janet. Anybody else?
6.
4 for Patrick. 6 for Kristin.
Mikey, yell something out. I don't want to hear any more complaining like last time.
2 for July.
No, I'm not going to. And if it doesn't go my way, I'm going to complain. That's
No, what the heck?
part of the
That's
deal.
not. Oh my god.
I'll go. Did anyone pick 8 yet? Because I'll go 8 if not.
Lucky number 8.
8.
I like it.
Mikey, Mark.
Oh, I'll let Mikey go first because he wasn't able to do his act.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much grocery store material.
I think 3 and 10 are available.
10.
10?
Between 1 and 8 and
1 and 8.
available.
11.
Oh my god, you're going the wrong direction.
You just can't help the entertainment.
Okay, what's on the table? Sorry.
3 and 7.
Okay, 3.
All
Wait,
right,
no,
Mark,
only
you're-
7. I have 3.
No.
Oh, sorry.
5.
7.
Who
2
picked
is on the
5?
table.
5 and 7.
5 and 7.
My bad. Okay. Everyone remembers their numbers? I'm going to click generate, and if you're watching, you can see that live. 4 was the number selected. That means Patrick is going first. But before you go, Patrick, I'm going to go ahead and start rearranging some stuff on the stream to make it work. But lead up to it, buddy.
Let's figure out who's going
Oh yeah, let's figure out the order.
when. So it's Patrick's first. Who got 5? Whose number is 5?
Not mine.
Was it Mark?
No, I thought it was
it's
didn't
Mikey.
I think it's Mikey. I'm
I
gonna
said
say it's Mikey.
7.
Oh,
He
Mikey
did
said
say
7,
7.
so it is Mark. It is Mark.
Oh, okay, it is me. Okay, great.
Okay.
So
Which is bullshit because it should have been me.
Okay. Who's 6?
Me.
Okay, Kristin is 6. That means Mikey is 7. Connor is 8. We go back down to me is 1. We go back to July is 2. And Janet is 3. So that means Patrick and Janet are our snaky sides. So they get double goes each time, except for this first round with Patrick.
Right.
Connor, are we vamping?
I think we're good. So we got Patrick, Mark, Kristin, Mikey, me, Jeremy, July, Janet, correct?
Yep.
The order is correct on the stream. I think we're ready to go. Patrick, do your worst.
Do some
pal.
damage, dude.
Yeah. Well, so it's tough because there are a lot of games that I'm like, those are going to go in the first round. But I got to listen to my heart, and I am so sorry, July. I'm taking Tetris 99 as my first pick.
I was preparing to apologize to July.
Tetris 99 has been my game of the year every year since it came out. It is the perfect execution of Tetris. At some point, was it 2 years ago, Mark, that I set myself the goal of earning 999 spare tickets. You can earn up to 4 tickets per day. I have those 999 tickets. I have more time in Tetris 99 than I have in any game on any platform ever.
Wow.
I love Tetris 99.
I think same for me.
Wow. I love this.
Meant to
Tetris
be.
99. How many times have you won, Patrick?
Too many.
Oh, like on, I can check actually.
Okay.
But we should move on to the
No.
next pick.
We'll all wait.
We'll wait here.
Wake up your Switch. Take a long time.
Got it right here in front of me.
Mark, you are up next?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Launch title for Switch, but still maybe my favorite like gaming experience ever on anything. Because I mean, like Patrick likes to say, Breath of the Wild was like the perfect game for the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch was all about playing however you wanted, wherever you wanted, and that's what Breath of the Wild did. And I just remember it was so much fun as like a social experience where you'd be talking to friends who are also playing Breath of the Wild, and they'd be telling you about crazy things that they saw or things that they had done or discovered. It's like, I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't even know that was out there yet. I really enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom, and if it gets taken by somebody, it will definitely deserve it. But for me, Breath of the Wild is my like, maybe mechanically Tears of the Kingdom is better, but actually the experience of playing it, I don't think anything could beat Breath of the Wild for me. I really love that game.
Oh man, well I'm glad you got it. Breath of the Wild. We knew it was gonna go quick. It went number 2.
I won 180 games of Tetris 99.
Whoa! Wait a minute, that deserves one of these. Beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, Kristin, you're up third.
Oh man, Tetris 99 was truly the only thing on my list that I was like might go to anybody else. I feel like nobody else will be clamoring for any of these. I'm gonna go with new Pokemon Snap.
Oh, cool! Wait, what about this game?
I love the original Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
And I know some of you guys have met Mike Steele. I woke up with a text from him the day that they announced that, because every single console that has come out from Nintendo, basically, I've been to Mike. This would be the perfect console for a new Pokemon Snap. I don't know why they're not doing it. The DS, that would have been perfect. The Wii, that would have been perfect. The Wii U, that would have been perfect. And then finally, the Switch was perfect, and they did it. And I love Pokemon, and I love Pokemon Snap, and this was, I liked it a lot. There's tons to do. And it, if you haven't played it, you can like play through each of the maps over and over again, and like you progressively unlock more like unique photo opportunities and stuff. It's just a lot of fun. I really I dove into it. It was probably my most played. It even beat Tetris 99 that year, I think, for my most played, which is an achievement. So
yeah, I love
sorry
Pokemon
to all
Snap.
of you.
I have always had this game in my Switch case. Like I'm gonna start it, you know what I mean? Like I always have it on deck. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I do love Pokemon Snap. Mikey.
Interesting.
Yeah, so far your 3 favorite games are gone.
It's just it's tough. Dang it. I'll go with Odyssey.
Okay.
Just give me Odyssey.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, sure.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the PlayStation. Yeah, that's tough. I think I feel similarly to Mark about the other Zeldas. Sometimes I don't even want to put them in anybody's head because maybe they'll forget about them.
But, we've all forgotten. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Odyssey's great. I had an incredibly fun time. It's as I like to call, a video game. It's very, very fun. I loved all the little nods to all the retro Marios in there sprinkled throughout. I think it's a really great Mario game, and I think maybe is my favorite Mario game of all time. So yeah, go with Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot. I was like crying during parts of that game. I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Opening credits.
Great.
Yeah, opening credits when he first threw his hat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just weeping through Jump Up Superstar.
Weeping. Love it. Love that game so much. Think about replaying it all the time. And that Switch 2 update thing looks awesome. I'm so happy that they're doing that. Have you guys seen this where they're like updating, putting out updates to a bunch of Switch 1?
Yes. Yeah, a bunch of free updates, yeah.
Yeah, and Mario Odyssey is one of the ones that's getting like whatever, new textures or whatever. Connor.
Yeah, the fact that we got that title I think it was 7 months after we got a brand new Zelda, and they were both maybe the greatest title in each of the of like Nintendo's two pinnacle series histories. Was unreal. Yeah, Odyssey was a dream. Number 5. This is an easy pick for me. I'm gonna pick my 1B, essentially second favorite game of all time, but technically tied for first. That is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I like Mark, and probably the majority of us on this show.
You didn't forget about it.
Yeah, I didn't forget about it immediately after. When Breath of the Wild came out, it was just an absolutely magnificent, transcendent experience that I had playing that game. I'd played open world games. I'd played pretty much every, mainline Zelda title at that point. But that was something so special that was a huge reason of why the Switch launch was what it was for me, which was just it lived up to the hype. It was everything I could have hoped for. And I thought there was no way Tears of the Kingdom could match it for me. And I was ready to be disappointed. And I know not everyone feels this way, but it surpassed it for me. Tears of the Kingdom surpassed Breath of the Wild. I just took to the mechanics more. And I loved everything about it. I thought narratively it was an enormous step up to Breath of the Wild. And I loved the creativity in that game. And there were moments in that game too that really choked me up in such a special way. But I loved it. Tears of the Kingdom. It's tied for my favorite game of all time with Majora's Mask.
Which you already get. You have both now.
Yeah, I guess we all have NSO, so we've got that too.
You got 1A and 1B.
But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, easy choice for me, and I'm glad it's gonna be in my little space pod for how long we're out here.
I love it. My turn. Ooh. Okay. The Switch, all about those Marios, all about those Zeldas, all about Pikachu. You know what I mean? Had the best time with Pikachu. Had the best time with Mario. But I also, around this time, started getting so into indie titles. And for me, the Switch was my gateway into a whole new generation of indie titles that I could have been playing. I could have played other places, sure, but to me, I just can't imagine them on anything else. And so for me, my very first game I'm going to pick is Celeste.
Oh, dear me.
That was my game of the year it came out. I'm obsessed with Celeste. I love Celeste so much. It's a 2D, like a retro 2D platformer with a lot of interesting wrinkles to that. And of course, I think the thing people remember maybe even the most about is the score, which is just so breathtaking and phenomenal in that. So, love Celeste. Happy to have it in my collection. July.
It's got to be Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Okay, holding it up for the cam. We love.
That's this game right here quite possibly will be the last ever Smash Brothers game ever. So I think just because of that and all the different characters in it, all the fun times I had creating little spreadsheets with friends and doing little tournaments with each other. It's just so much fun. So that's definitely one that I'm going to hold near and dear with me.
Yes, I love that. Who's your main?
I have a couple mains. I like Ness. I like who else do I like?
Ness sucks.
No, Ness doesn't.
Dude, I could
suck.
beat Ness. I could beat Ness with anybody.
Wii Fit Trainers is pretty good.
I could beat Wii
Poke
Fit
Trainer.
anybody.
All the trainers.
Love Pokemon Trainer.
How do you feel about Pikachu?
I'd rather go Poke Trainer than Pikachu, to be honest.
Janet, double picks.
All right. I'm going to go with Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Ooh.
The best looking Switch that exists is Animal Crossing New Horizons. This was a really incredible game. Great time sink. I think it's interesting it coming out when it did, right as the pandemic was starting and everyone had just an unlimited void to fill, and Animal Crossing filled that void. definitely a game that has its flaws for sure. I think we all wish that like some of the social aspects worked a little bit better, but I think it was just like a really great simple version of kind of the like the life sim farm sim. Obviously that genre has been like booming for many years now, but I think Animal Crossing kind of took its roots and also has some of those things that people are drawn to in like the farming sim and life sim. And there's definitely different angles to like go about it. And I think that's kind of what makes those types of games fun and this game fun, where you can kind of, everyone had their own thing they were doing. They're like, oh, I just want my, area to be like really nature based, or like, oh, I'm going to build a city. Like I was building Nintendo World, still under construction. They finished the one in LA before I finished my New Horizons one. But we're building something together on that island. People had the animals. Then there was the ones that they hated. They'd like beat them up with nets and stuff. There was just like a lot of joy to be had. Funky little custom designs that people could make. And I think what makes Animal Crossing New Horizons so special is that it kind of veers into having a bit more freedom than like older Animal Crossings, which I know some people are a little bit more critical of. This was personally my first real Animal Crossing that I spent a lot of time with, but it also still has a lot of limitations. And I think within that was a lot of the fun, because you couldn't just do anything. You had to get creative with it. So it's like, okay, if I make a hat and I make it look like a cake, I can kind of make a bakery. It's like, oh, if I do that, so that you found a lot of funky uses for the items, I think. Really love my time with it. Probably one of my highest hour counts next to, Breath of the Wild and things like that. And then it also got that update that, frankly, did I play it? Mind your business. It's my pod. I'm saving it for the pod,
Yeah, right.
I'm going to get to it. And I'm like, the space
You'll
pod
have a
seems like
lot of
great
time out in the space to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Happy Home Paradise rules. Like if you it's really fun. That, like you just get unlimited resources to decorate, and like it just changes the way you think about the game.
Yeah.
It's totally worth sinking time into.
Yeah, that's really cool and really. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh no.
That sound can only mean one thing. It can only mean one thing. Ribleys have boarded the ship.
Oh no.
Janet, I'm sorry. I have to introduce you to the worst part of the show. There's these horrible demonic space creatures called Ribleys, and they attach themselves to our ship and they spit this gross acid and they eat one of our games every round.
And I know what you're thinking. That sounds very similar to a creature called Ridley that we know from the game Metroid, but it's actually different. It's a Ribley.
It's actually the same thing, Ribley.
Okay, I just opened up an event here and the Ribley is dead.
Oh, nice. Is that true? But wait a minute, what is that? A piece of acid blood has shot from their mouth and is flying towards one of our games. It's in suspension right now. Connor, please do us the honors.
Yeah, the only way to know what game it's going to land on is if the RNG
the RNG tells us.
Picks for us. So I've got the same RNG up. So basically, folks, what this is going to tell us is which of our games. We all already have a number, but it starts differently. Patrick is number 1.
Right.
Janet is number 8. Let's click generate. It is number 3. Kristin, new Pokemon Snap.
New Pokemon Snap. No,
has
new
been
Pokemon
eaten.
Snap.
But what this also means, Kristin, is that because Ribley ate / stole your game, you get to pick a new game in its place, and it cannot be eaten.
You know what?
Yeah,
that's fair. To spite the Ribley, I'm going to take 6 games in one. I'm taking Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster Collection.
Yeah, fair.
I love Final Fantasy, and that's 6 games. All great that I could play in one handy spot. Nice and remade. I could speed up the battles for the ones that are a slog. I still haven't played 2 and 5, so I can get around to that.
It freaking rocks so much. I got so far into 2 and 3 when I was playing through that collection, because it just makes it so easy to like do stuff that you never get lost or anything. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I love. Also, it shows you like in 3, you can see where like the hidden things in the walls are.
Yes,
which is really nice. That's such a nice upgrade. There's just a lot of nice little quality of life upgrades. If you have never played any of the like 1 through 6 Final Fantasies, it's like the perfect vessel for it, in my opinion. Do it.
Back to Janet. Start us off with our second round, please. What's your second pick?
I'm going with Metroid Dread.
Oh,
it hurts. It hurts so bad.
Hurts. That hurts.
Which, we're already in space. It's a space game. Makes sense.
It has
But
Ripley's.
yeah, this is exactly.
Actually,
yeah,
it
this
doesn't.
this is one of the. If you look hard enough, maybe it kind of does in a way. Yeah, this is one of the best games in the franchise. I haven't felt this passionate about a Metroid game since Fusion, which was probably still my favorite Metroid game because I just like the suit a lot. But yeah, I think this did a great job at really driving home the holistic motif of the game, which is the feeling of dread, the sort of walking around and not knowing what's going to be around the corner, the need to evade and do stealth, I think was like a really fun introduction. It also kind of adds a little bit more modern mechanical sensibilities to the franchise where you have a bit more player autonomy with like the parrying, and it kind of adds this actiony cinematic element that I think Metroid's definitely known for, but you might associate more heavily with like the FPS like version of Metroid than like the kind of 2D classic version. This is also one of the better looking games on the Nintendo Switch. Especially, I think this came out during the time where everyone is sort of like, hey, is it just me? Or all these games look kind of ugly. And then it's like, Dread looks nice. Dread looks really good. The fog looks really good. Like the suit looks really good. It is a good-looking video game. Could they have cleared the map fog more generously? Yes, they could have. I was jumping in corners trying to clear that thing up. And I think design-wise, it's really strong. I think for the Metroidvania design, I think the perfect spot you want to be at is that you're almost never lost, but you feel like you're like barely hanging on. And I felt that like through my time exploring in Metroid Dread. I had like a couple snags when I was trying to buff up because the game is hard as hell. I will say that it's like kind of a pro and a con. It does get you kind of get more out of, I think, getting to know the mechanics of the game and like spending time with it. But it is a very challenging game, sort of. So maybe I can throw that little amiibo in the ship as well. That gives me the extra.
Yes,
like,
all
that's
amiibos included
per day, which is super stupid. But all of that aside, I still do not care because it still is a really, really fantastic Metroid game, and it also has a lot of funky, weird narrative drama. And I also think it's one of the more personable Metroid games. Like it's still, kind of quiet and brief in its cinematography and its cutscenes, but you really get a sense of feeling through only a little bit, which I think is a good spot for like a character like Samus to be at. It's like, okay, obviously you're not gonna have Samus, write you a little soliloquy, but like just quick shots, like quick looks through the visor. You get a sense of like who she is as a character in a way that I thought was really nice and definitely a step up for the franchise. I feel like Metroid Dread is that modern standard that Nintendo will be chasing during the Switch 2 era. So yeah, that's my second pick.
I love it. Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites. I love, because remember Other M? Everyone remember Other M? And it was just like, it was like too much story, and this kind of like snapped back in a good way that felt better. July.
I do want to clarify too. You get all the amiibos are included on all of our ships, and
all
also
of them.
Every Best of SNL DVD.
That's
but
right.
Only 5 spots for Switch.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. But you do have the Best of Sherry O'Terry and Chris Kattan. So, July Diaz.
Scott Pilgrim.
We just see nothing.
Every time July does this.
Oh, I love that cover though. I saw it just for a flash. Is it like the
see
Sonic Adventure thing?
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called, July?
It's Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game complete edition. This is a sort of a remaster of an Xbox 360 exclusive digital game. It's a game in the style of like River City Ransom, like a 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up, and has a lot of it's like based on the comic and a little bit based off the movie a little bit. It uses similar music from both, from I guess original music, but also music from the movie. And it's just a great time. And this is specifically a limited run like edition of the game, where it's inspired by Sonic Adventures, Sonic pose there. So yeah, that's my pick.
Great pick.
July, you mentioned the music, but the score in that game is done by Anamanaguchi.
Yes.
And it just fucking rips.
So good. So good. Highly recommend checking out some of the music from the game.
Great pick. Great little physical copy there, too. I liked looking at that. My second pick is going to be another all-timer. One of my favorite games of all time. It is like, 100 plus hours. We ended up doing a games club on the Patreon about this very title.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
It is the great Hollow Knight. Folks. No. Hollow Knight. An incredible Metroidvania in its own right. It has an art style that should kind of annoy me, but then it doesn't. It just actually works kind of the whole way through. And for a Souls kind of a thing that it's going for, I think it does a really good job of carving out its own identity and kind of maybe not falling into the same sort of traps that a lot of the other 2D Souls games do. Silk Song is obviously this it's like a bit at this point, it'll never come out. But to think that we might have a Switch 2 with a Hades 2 and a Silk Song on it is just oh my gosh, it's we're back. I'm just reliving the same life over and over, and that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for.
Just more Mario,
Yeah,
it's all just
more
Mario.
Dude, just jump superstar again. Hollow Knight, fantastic game. Connor, second pick.
Okay, my second pick, I took The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom with my first, and with my second round pick, I'm going to go with a game which is an exclusive title to the Nintendo Switch, starring everyone's favorite scaredy cat. Folks, I'm taking Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, great pick. Oh, boy.
This is a series that I have grown to love in a big way. I love all three titles in it. I played the original on GameCube. I've played the Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon on the 3DS, not the Switch version. And then 3 was as satisfying of an experience. And if Metroid Dread's off the table, I'll take my next favorite pseudo Metroidvania in Luigi's Mansion 3. I love the hotel aspect of it, and I know that some criticism I've heard of this game is that the floors are
too scary.
They're too scary. That's the big criticism of this game.
I'm scared.
How this game, obviously the floors are not. It's not like a cohesive hotel, but that's not the point. They're supposed to be fun, themed floors. There's so much personality.
Who's complaining about that?
Yeah, I was what are you talking about?
People.
Name names, Connor.
Many
What's going
people
on?
are saying this. Is all I'll say. If only I could name actually who said that. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3. An all-timer. Halloween 2019. This game sent me into the holidays, and I'm so happy to have it on my little space pod.
My only
You want a
complaint with that,
cohesive hotel? It's a haunted hotel. Why does it need to be cohesive?
that's so
it's like
silly.
a bunch of Madonna hotels in one.
Yeah. Look, my one complaint with Luigi's Mansion 3, it dropped on Halloween Day 2019.
2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Your Halloween games and movies come out October 1st, you idiots. So I have the whole month to play it. It's not Halloween the next day. I can't finish it in a day. Okay.
My only complaint about Luigi's Mansion 3, no Gooigi amiibo.
Is there really not one?
No.
Yeah, there really isn't
I can
one.
make you one.
Please.
There should be one.
No, you don't want that.
There should be one, and it should be the exact texture you imagine Gooigi to be.
Yes,
It should smell like coffee.
It should smell like coffee, and it should stretch out a bunch.
It would smell like coffee.
Lover
Okay.
style, yeah.
Mikey.
It should be a flubber.
Great. We got Mario Odyssey, a video game.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta have.
You gotta get a book ass video game in there.
Get a book ass video game. We got some Pokemon heads in the house. What's my strategy
I
here?
do not like Pokemon. No way.
I'm gonna go Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh.
That is a book video game.
That is a
It's
book
really
video
funny
game.
that, yeah.
game. Yeah.
It is.
A lot of reading, a lot of relationships.
Drinking tea,
Tea, war. Yeah, I think I love Fire Emblem games. I love strategy games just in general. I had a great time with Three Houses. Yeah, not a ton to report here. Just trying to balance out my picks. So yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, I think I love it. Was that a pandemic game or was that pre-pandemic?
It was
close.
It was pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it was around there, but yeah.
Yeah. That's like the smart person game to pick. It's like, I really game, It's like, okay. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but
yeah, I like Three Houses.
I liked it more than what was the most recent one?
Engage.
Engage was like, and those games,
it was the bangs, right? The weird cross bangs.
I mean,
they're
they're all fucking wackadoo, but that one, it was like, I was like, what is going on with this game? They were doing
extremely
anime.
The wigs were too far. They were like,
I
think Connor and I both beat Engage.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and we did, and I don't think either of us beat Three Houses. Yeah,
really?
So
I was the
Engage
exact
is so
opposite.
I'm the opposite too.
Engage is
Complete
smaller. It's a smaller game, so it's like more approachable, I think, to me, because like I looked at the horizon.
Not how I
houses,
felt.
I was like, this will never end
with it. But
Mikey, do you remember did you already say which house that you chose or are going to choose on this playthrough in your space pod that's jettisoned out?
No, I couldn't even tell you. It's been so long.
There's the golden deer, the black eagle, and the something
Team
else.
Instinct, something
Blue
like that.
Lions.
Blue Lions, yeah.
Blue Lions.
Purple piranhas.
I think maybe I was the golden deer. I can't remember.
Cool.
Golden Deer.
Watson didn't mean anything to you. That's crazy. I'm just kidding.
That is quite a pick. Kristin, you have every single Final Fantasy game that's ever been made. What's your next pick?
I am going with the opposite of a book game. It's Bayonetta 2.
Nice.
Technically, it came out on the Wii U first, but there's a key difference in the Switch version, and that is that I can scan in every single amiibo that I have on board and get credits and buy all of the moveset immediately, which is what I actually did when I played the game. Because I used to have a ton of amiibo, and there's no like daily cap on how many you can scan in, so you just rack in those credits.
Whoa!
But Bayonetta 2 is so fun. In like 2019 went through and played. I had the trailer for Devil May Cry 5 came out, and I loved the song Devil Trigger so much that I then went through and played every Devil May Cry so that I could be prepared to play Devil May Cry 5. And then it was like, these were really fun. Now I've got to play Bayonetta, and made my way through Bayonetta. And one is fun, but a little like the cutscenes and stuff they very clearly ran out of budget, and there's these parts where it's just like, now this is a slideshow.
Yeah,
like straight up.
It's a little ugly too. It's like a little brown and gray of a game.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Bayonetta 2 is
Bayonetta 2. I think is the perfect Bayonetta of the three. It's so fun. It's super campy. Like Bayonetta is sexualized, but in a way where the game feels in on it. So it kind of like doesn't bother me where it might in other games. And also that version of Moon River that's in it fucking slaps. It's always, if you don't know, if you never played a Bayonetta game, there's always like a classic song. Like the first one has Fly Me to the Moon, and there's just like this like Eurodance remix that plays throughout the whole game, and they're always amazing. And not on Spotify. But anyways, it's super fun. It's so fun to play. I could play Bayonetta 2 over and over and over, and I will on my journey to our settlement.
You can get on those leaderboards.
Yeah, the Bayonetta 2 leaderboard.
Mark, you're up.
All right, I'm going to take Emio the Smiling Man.
Wow.
Detective Club.
I thought for sure nobody would take that. I was saving it for like
it might have been me next.
I was really excited when the Famicom Detective Club games made it to outside of Japan for the first time in 2021 with those remakes. And then when Nintendo, never in a million years, like I had, I said my prayers every night like a good Nintendo boy, and every night I asked for, a new Famicom Detective Club game, but I didn't really believe it was going to happen. And then it did, and it was like the craziest thing. And then it's amazing. Like it is. Good. the story is incredibly compelling. I don't know. I really enjoyed that series, and I really loved this game. So I had to be greedy and grab it before anybody else. So Emio the Smiling Man.
Great pick. Great pick. I'd love to try it someday. When I was visiting Japan, this was the game that Nintendo had coming out. So they had all kinds of cool like installation stuff in the Nintendo store for it, and it's really rad.
It's a very funny game to have like they had like little like cute keychains of the character and everything, and once you play the game, you're like, it's really weird to like create little cute mascots of this. But
it's very demented looking. It's very Joker coded. Everything was like smiley, creepy, crazy, and it was like, I don't know, I loved it. Patrick!
Hold on. Mark, you need to tell everyone how many times you bought that game.
Oh, 3 times. I have 3 copies of it. I have a physical version, a digital version, and then I imported the special edition from Japan. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's great. I love buying stuff for twice.
I feel like that pick just gave this podcast.
Well, do I have the platform for you? Like buying stuff over and over again.
Patrick.
So a lot of my top picks are, already off the board. We've picked 16 great games already. So I'm going to go with The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD.
Oh, okay. Now it's funny you say that.
No, it is funny I say that because that did not actually come out on Switch. Okay, sorry. Sorry. That's my mistake. I thought they must have released that.
No, you must be misremembering. That was only something that we thought for sure they would, but they didn't.
Okay, great. Okay, then forget that. I'm going to go with Metroid Prime Trilogy HD.
Okay. You're warmer with this?
Oh, okay. They didn't release that either.
No,
okay,
just the first one.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm sorry. Okay, so my actual second pick is going to be Super Mario Galaxy 2.
No, see, you're hovering around a lot of things that actually did come out, but
not for the Switch.
But not for the Switch.
Well, okay, fine. Then failing all of those games, which I guess didn't come out on Switch, I'm going to pick...
Not yet.
There's still time. Yeah,
There's still time.
Exactly. There's still time. One last hurrah.
I'm going to go with an indie game that made its console debut on Switch. Already invoked earlier by Jeremy. I'm taking Hades.
Oh, well, it was on my list, so.
Shit.
Roguelike action game where you fight your way out of hell over and over and over again. And when you clear a run for the first time, it feels like you've moved mountains in order to do it. But then the game's like, psych, do it 9 more times. And then you have the best time doing it.
Gosh, Hades is so great. And,
Dang.
oh gosh, and I would absolutely hate if anything bad were to happen to it or any other one of our beautiful games. Ripley's back. And they're pissed.
Ripley's back. I gotta say, I am really thankful that Ripley does this in a just way of also using a random number generator.
Mm-hmm. It's fair.
Ripley just like Two-Face. Yeah.
Brutal.
I've got the generator on screen. I will click generate, and Mark, I have got some bad news. Emio the Smiling Man.
That's bad
news.
news.
More like Mark the Frowning Man.
Oh yeah. Well.
You.
That's me. Well, I guess yeah, it really is. Like when I think about it, it really is.
Just think about it. That's you.
It's like I'm looking in a mirror and it's me. It's the frowning man.
I'm sorry. It's you.
Well, this just became a lot tougher because I feel like I'm realizing something about myself, but I'm going to soldier on, and I'm going to go ahead and pick another Famicom Detective Club game, and that'll be Famicom Detective Club: The Girl Who Stands Behind. Because there's got to be at least one Famicom Detective Club game in the pod with me. So that's the one I'll pick.
I love that as a rule. We have to get out of this gosh-forsaken ship with one of these things. Great. Anything about this one that you wanted to highlight? More than
no, like I said before, it's just I was really excited when the games were released outside of Japan for the first time. And of the two original Famicom games, I think The Girl Who Stands Behind is the better one. So
you get the origin of Ayumi Tachibana.
I love the titles of these games. They're
incredible.
They're evocative. They're cool. Okay, Patrick, take us into round 3.
So I've got a action-y puzzle game in Tetris 99. I've got just a straight up action game in Hades. I gotta slow things down a little bit and get a little bit more RPG-y. So I'm gonna select Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch.
That's really good.
Ducky.
This is my favorite Dragon Quest game. It took me 3 or 4 times to break through that first 6-hour barrier that all Dragon Quest games have. But once you do, you're rewarded with an incredible cast of characters, including Sylvando, who's maybe the best RPG character ever. The game is so long and has this incredibly strange third act that undoes everything that happens after the world ends halfway through the game. And it's just super fun. I love it.
Yeah, that's easily, I think, the best Dragon Quest game. It's just so freaking good and awesome. Good pick, great pick. Mark?
I'm going to take Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore.
What the H? Are you crazy?
So this is an RPG that was originally released for the Wii U, but I didn't play it until it was re-released for the Switch. And the genesis of it was kind of announced as a Persona and Fire Emblem crossover, and for the Wii U, and it was just in development for so long, never heard anything about it. And then when it's finally revealed, it's this game that's set in modern day Japan, and you're training to be a pop idol, and the combos and combat turn out to be pop songs, and it's what is this? And Patrick, the first couple hours are a little bit of a struggle to get through because the game is low budget, and it really shows in those first hours. But once you get into it, and once you start really kind of learning the combat and getting to know the characters, it is such an amazing game. I really loved it, so got to have it in my pod.
It's so encouraging to know that other people played this game. I thought I was the only one, so that's great. I love it. I love this crap. Kristin, you're up.
Well, I don't think 6 RPGs is enough. I'm gonna run out of things to do.
Yeah. I was thinking you were a little light on RPGs, actually. Yeah.
I agree. So don't worry, though. I have a contingency plan, and that is Live Alive.
Oh man!
Wow. Yeah, I had never played. This is another one where it never formally got released in America until this remake. And so I had never even played the fan translation or anything like that. And I played Live Alive, and I more like a love.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
No frowning man here. It's really, really fun. And it also has a Yoko Shimomura soundtrack that's amazing. The song Megalovania. Now I always mix up Megalomania and Megalovania because one inspired the other. If you've played Undertale, you should play Live Alive because it took a lot of inspiration from it. You play all these different characters, and they have different gameplay styles in their little storylines. It's really fun, and then it all comes together to one big storyline, which is a trope that I love. So it's super fun, and it's not terribly long for an RPG either.
Kristin, who is your favorite of the characters to play?
Oh, Cube. I love Cube, the little robot. Oh, I have a little plushie of him. It's over there, though.
Do you? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He's in space just like us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey! When I was again, another Japan story, all the Square Enix cafes were done up like Live Alive because that was the game they had releasing at that moment.
I'm so jealous.
It was really
You
cool.
should have bought all the merch.
I think I got a couple things, but Mikey, you're up.
Well, we can't just have the most basic bitch list of all time here, guys. We gotta switch it up. So
I don't know. Your list is
looking
a little
Odyssey
eclectic.
and
So far, it's a little eclectic.
Yeah.
You know,
we're gonna pick a little indie game that I spent a lot of time playing. Really, really loved my time with it, and that is one Dave the Diver.
Oh wow!
The Diver. Dave the Diver is a fantastic game if you haven't played it.
I didn't know you played this.
Oh, it's incredible. Loved every minute of it. Love the art style. Love the humor in it. I would even take a version of it that's just running the sushi restaurant. I found very fun to just do that part alone. But then like the very like peaceful, tranquil way you go and dive for the fish that you will then stock your restaurant with is like very fun, and then gets batshit crazy, which I was not expecting. There's a lot of twists and turns in the game that really surprised me, and I really, really enjoyed that game a lot.
That rocks. I love that for you. I don't love how many people got their eyes on indie games. I was kind of hoping this would be my thing, but
I kind of feel like the Switch is like a little indie machine for me. Like it ended up being that.
Yeah, that was like its nickname, I feel like, from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like everyone called it that. And then the Steam Deck came along and kind of ate its lunch a little bit. So I'll be very curious if Switch 2 can kind of recapture that magic.
How dare you?
The heaviest handheld that ever has existed.
Very
But
hard
it's
for my
very
tiny
good.
hands.
Yeah, I have the same problem, with like, why do we make handhelds so big all of a sudden? Like, I don't know.
Well, I got the opposite hand. I got these giant hands, and I'm like, it's too small for me.
I always just put something underneath. Like I put like a Squishmallow underneath. I'm not holding. So I haven't held a handheld since like the GBA and the PSP. Too heavy for my takes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah.
Mark and I have talked about this a bunch on our show, but the Switch coming out and having to start its eShop over from zero meant that they like had to lean into indie games, and like we're just not in a world where any digital storefront starts from zero anymore. So like I don't know that Switch 2 will be a home for indies, right? Like there's nothing necessitating that anymore.
Well, hopefully they double the amount of porn games they have on there, because right now there's not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
How am I supposed to play Picross?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, sometimes I'm laying. I have my Switch, I'm holding it, and then I'm like doing like this up in bed, and then I hit my teeth every time. It hits my dang teeth.
You trying to bite it?
Even with your mouth open?
Yeah,
I guess I am. I guess I'm laying down, mouth breathing, just holding it. Bang, hits my teeth. Okay.
No wonder it's screaming all the time.
It's trying to kill me, Mark. Connor, you're up.
Okay, and I just want to point out before I get into my list that like I thought it was really interesting that Mikey classified his last. He was worried about his list being basic, and then he chose Dave the Diver. So I think that's really
use
interesting.
the bathroom.
Just like
what's
so
this
interesting.
now?
I think for me, I'm having a tough time in this moment. You're finding me in a place where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to choose here.
What?
But I have to make a choice because it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with a game. And I'm still in between as I even ramp up to it.
You can just jump off the high dive, dude.
The first
You
one.
got this. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know
I
what
like
you're
that.
looking at.
Pick one.
Well, you're going to help me get to a place. I'm going with easily my favorite title from everyone's favorite savior of the universe and Pink Puffball, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah. Great.
I just adored this game. It gave me, as a kid who grew up a huge fan of Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards, I think is the title. This obviously isn't just this is a true 3D Kirby, and I thought it was so creative, so charming. Who doesn't love mouthful mode? If only we could all go mouthful mode in the world, folks. It'd be
Sounds like Jeremy's trying to
does
do
with
that.
the Switch.
Yeah.
yeah. Jeremy's trying
I
to do that
definitely
with
go
the
mouthful mode when I'm doing my Switch.
And I mean, I know it's maybe feels strange that I'm picking this on the Nintendo Switch because apparently there's DLC coming exclusive for the Nintendo Switch too.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I love Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I had an absolute blast with it. We did a co-op episode. July was on that back in I think early 2023. So there's a bonus on the Patreon. It'll eventually come out on for free at some point. But yeah, this was one I couldn't ignore, and I'm happy to stack this list with 3 Nintendo stalwarts to start. So yeah, that'll be my pick.
It also has that theme song that's like the song from Perfect Strangers.
Dun dun dun.
Yep.
Wow. Great pick. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Gone. I'm going to pick, well, let's see. Patrick took my beloved Hades. So I'm actually going to go first party with this next pick. It's a game. I kind of played it recently, and this thing had such a huge impression on me. And I mean, like, I've yet to really, reflect on why, but I just ate this game up and I loved it so much. It's Pikmin 4, folks.
Oh, that was the other one I was choosing between, Jeremy.
Pikmin 4 is like a masterpiece of Pikmin. I guess you have to like.
No one can
Pikmin.
disagree. I mean, honestly, is it not the best Pikmin?
Yeah, it's the best Pikmin. And I don't even know if it's by a lot. I haven't really played all the other Pikmins that much. I've played little bits of them here and there, but I just freaking love these guys. They're so awesome. And finding a Game Boy Advance in my journey, I'm like, yes, slam dunk. This is great. Anyway, Pikmin 4, badass. July, you're up.
I gotta go with a service that I've yet to hear us talk about, the cloud streaming service here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you sicko.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how well it
Disgusting.
works in space, but I'm going Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the problem.
HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix.
They had to cloud that.
Yeah.
They couldn't just do that. That says a lot. I couldn't run it. What?
Yeah, I love those games. Never played the cloud versions. Excited to try it out on space and see how well it's
So
going
you're
to
closer
work.
to the satellite.
That's true. Maybe it'll work perfectly fine.
Closer to the satellite.
Yeah.
Scientific.
As we see a big tariff asteroid just destroy the satellite in front of us.
Let's hope it doesn't destroy the satellites. These dang tariffs. Yeah, and I don't know if that was allowed. Is the cloud versions allowed?
Dude, absolutely.
Oh,
Okay,
great. It's your funeral.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Right.
Take it and run with it. As far as the Switch history, though, I think is the cloud stuff. That was such a big
Yeah.
part of it. History's not always good, right? It's like,
No.
I don't know. It
No,
was an
but-
attempt. It
Yeah.
was definitely an attempt to try to bridge that gap. Because Nintendo's been chasing third party forever. That's all I've been hearing since like the GameCube era. And we're like really close. So
We're almost
I know.
there.
Yeah.
We'll never know, but I am so curious how those cloud versions sold. Like, how did the cloud version of Control sell on
yeah.
Switch? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. And there was like no way to hardwire your Switch in, right? Like you could never go.
you could with there was a dongle that they
There
sold
was?
where you
Okay.
could just attach like an Ethernet port
And the
thing to it.
OLED,
But
the OLED dock also has
yes, the OLED dock had a
built.
built-in.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well,
Did it
there
with
you
Smash.
go. There you go. Janet, double pick.
Apparently, Connor, we have the same taste in games because I had Luigi's Mansion on here, I had Kirby on here, and I was very sad to see them go because those are dear friends of mine. For my double pick, I'm going to start off with Splatoon 3.
Oh, nice.
A rare online W for Nintendo. Another thing they've been chasing for a while, like how to play online and have a good time with it. Splatoon 3, third in the franchise, definitely made some improvements on some of the things like playing with friends, which was like much needed. I think they still have a ways to go. But I love Splatoon. I think Splatoon is kind of like an unsung hero in the Nintendo catalog. Nintendo's greatest strength is that they're able to have these long-running franchises and still create really great games, but also games that feel very novel. You know, like Kirby in the Forgotten Land feels different than Crystal Shards, feels different than Planet Robobot, and that's what makes them so unique in the space. But the other thing you need to have is still new IP, and Splatoon was that. It was a new IP that was fun and interesting and successful and different. And I think it's also an example of Nintendo really taking their time to observe a space like the third-person online competitive shooter and do something different with it and make it their own and feel like they still have something new to say. I mean, it's not on par with like the quality, but it kind of reminds me when Breath of the Wild was coming out, where like open world's been done to death. We're so sick of it. What new could you possibly have to say? And they had an answer. Again, Splatoon is not necessarily, if you're playing Apex, you're not necessarily like, and I'm also hitting Splatoon, but it has a uniqueness to it, kind of like a family-friendly vibe, and also like a really cohesive world in terms of how the lore works with like the gameplay mechanics. I think they did a great job at that, really thought it through. There's really fun weapons. That was kind of part of the new drop for Splatoon 3. And then something I also think is a little underrated is the main campaign. Those are like super fun, funky, kind of action platformers. I feel like if you're someone that, has enjoyed Ratchet and Clank, you probably would enjoy the Splatoon campaigns. They're oddly kind of similar. If they were more, I guess almost like tutorialized than like full, levels and worlds, because it kind of has like, a smaller scope to it. But yeah, and I also think Splatoon, super fun to do the Splatfests. Like, they're always really trivial oddities. They tried something different with kind of having like the 3 version of Turf Wars and things like that. But yeah, like I think Splatoon is a super fun and frantic match. And I also really love how the pacing of those matches end up being, where it's like really the last couple seconds. It's kind of like basketball. The last 30 seconds are all that really matter in Splatoon, Turf Wars. And yeah, it's an exciting good time.
Yeah, all the fouling they do at the last 30 seconds is really...
Yeah, really, he really spread it out over time. Yeah, exactly. Yes. But Splatoon 3, great one.
We love Splatoon. We love Splatoon 3.
Sorry, just on Mark's behalf, I have to shout out Salmon Run as a killer game mode in that. And then also the side order DLC, which I know Mark spent some time with.
Can we all agree when the next Splatoon comes out that all 8 of us here, we all hold hands... agree to buy it, and we just squad up eternally.
Yeah.
The idea of it is always so great.
I love this. It's like our own I Know What You Did Last Summer, but instead it's Splatoon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Gosh, I hate these guys, huh? Doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we all agree that we hate this guy, right? Ribley?
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and just boot him out into the boot him out in the airlock.
Thank God.
And vent again for us.
Yeah, and then but of course his leaky body leaked all over one of the games. So it's a bummer. It's a bummer,
Okay,
bummer, man.
Leaky.
He's
leaky
once
his
again
body.
using an RNG despite the acid being midair and. Oh, number 7, July.
Oh, no. He took your precious cloud game.
He took the cloud games from me. Oh, no.
It landed on the cloud game.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is my second pick. It's Kingdom Hearts.
What? Hell yeah.
Melody of Memory.
Again.
What the heck
really
is that?
funny.
The best Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, it's fully... in its shrink wrap, never opened, so be able
Saving
to open
it for the
this.
pod, yeah.
Saving it for the pod. Gonna finally...
Open it now on pod.
It says it has over 140 musical tracks. This is a rhythm game, so I'll have a lot of fun with this.
What was that originally released on?
I think it was all platforms.
Yeah, Switch and PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Have you really never played it?
No, I've never played it because I never finished 3, so I wasn't sure if there was spoilers in this or not. So
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like pure Kingdom Hearts tradition. There is like 5 minutes of a very important lore at the very end of it, but literally only like 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I'll finally get to it.
Nice.
It's a great pick. We love that. Janet, why don't you start us off in our 4th round?
Yeah, I'm going with another unsung hero of the Nintendo Switch. Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, you're the only one who can get fit.
Exactly. I am gonna look so good when we come back to Earth. Let me tell you.
Jump rope challenge is still out there.
Jump rope challenge is still out there.
Fitness boxing.
And
Yeah.
Wii Sports.
I played all of those except for Wii Sports. I draw the line somewhere. Okay, I'm not just buying anything.
This isn't a real baseball bat.
Yeah. Ring Fit Adventure. I think a lot of times when I bring this game up, people think I'm kind of memeing because it's, a fitness game with like a really funky peripheral that's basically a yoga ring that you can slide a Joy-Con onto, and then a strap that you put on your leg. So it's like, what is this? But I think if you've played Ring Fit Adventure, you know how special it is and how good it is. It is genuinely a very well-made fitness game, and I have played the boxing game, and I've played like the VR Creed on the PS4. So I've really dabbled in these fitness experiences, and so much of it is about being able to like really nail down executing a move, like it's only as fun as the accuracy is. and that's, you know, really hard to like get a hold on, and they did that really well. The stuff like works like in a really functional way. It's really easy to set up and get into it. And also what they created with like the level designs, like having the different levels, having different worlds, and then having like additional mechanics of, you know, making smoothies and then like drinking those for like buffs in the level, and then you're like fighting this boss at the end, Drago, it's like every time for like 80 times over. The RPG angle on fitness is so brilliant because a fitness journey never ends, and neither does this damn RPG. It is the longest game of all time. It is the hardest game to finish. I think only like 8 people have finished this game. It is so difficult, in part because it's also physical, because you're doing like exercises to get through it. And they're like really creatively done. You know, there's things like you're paragliding and like, you know, holding like a core position. There's like mini games where one is you're crafting like a piece of pottery, and you're doing different levels of squatting to get the wheels to form the pots, and then you can like see how you compare against your friends and like a kind of online leaderboard. So I think they did a lot of different angles with this to figure out how can we make this fun and interesting and engaging every time that you boot it up. How can we also cater to, you know, different physicality desires for like, okay, what if you just wanted to do like yoga or something, and like how can we like lean to that? What if you want to do more like, you know, active stuff? What if you didn't want to have to jump because you're, you know, on a second floor and people are asleep? Okay, cool. We have like functionality for that and ways you can adjust the game settings for that. So I think while it's, you know, a different kind of enjoyment and fun than a more traditionally thought of game, like a lot of the games we've listed, it is incredibly well made and also a good workout. And that is the point of a workout game, that I think people kind of forget that element. Like that's kind of the whole purpose of it, is to like get good exercise in, and you really do, like playing Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah, you could just do that and you'd be set in a way that you didn't quite have with like, you know, the like Wii Fit. It's like you're kind of just like barely moving when you play Wii Fit. Ring Fit Adventure, like I'll take anybody and do that workout and tell me that you're not feeling it. Like it is a quality time. So I'm going to be ripped as hell in space, and I'll hopefully finally beat it. I have a lot of hours in this one as well, and I still haven't finished it because.
Well, you get to keep your save, so you can pick up right where you left off.
Do you
Thank
remember the like chaos over how this game was sought after once the pandemic hit?
Yeah.
Like, unreal. The people everyone was salivating after this big old ring.
It was sold out, right? For a long time. You couldn't find it for a while. Yeah.
Scalpers were up in that price too.
It was going for over $200 on the secondary market. It was crazy.
Goodness.
And then I would always try, like when I was trying to buy it, I would always try to like, well, I'll just like beat this person up and take their Ring Fit, but they were so jacked,
too strong
from all the Ring Fit they'd been playing. July, you're up, Daddy-O.
I'm going to go with an RPG, and it's a game that I have also purchased over 3 times on different systems, and it is Persona 5 Royale.
Whoa! Persona 5 Royale with cheese.
Yes, very good. Quite possibly the best Persona in my eyes, mostly because it's the only Persona I've played. I sunk about over 100 hours in the original Persona, and about like 40-ish on Royal for the PlayStation. And then I picked this up on a sale because I figured, hey, I'm going to play this thing again on my Switch. Have I done that? No, but I will eventually.
Yeah, now you can.
Now I can. Yeah.
That's a great choice. Love that. My pick for my 4th game is, I gotta say, as a millennial, as a guy who grew up in the 90s, I love playing Sonic on my Nintendo. Quite possibly one of my favorite things. And so I'm picking the best Sonic game there ever was, Sonic Mania.
Oh, so good.
Not Plus?
Well, is that, yeah, that, whatever that is. Is that Sonic Mania Plus? Is that what it's called?
Well, it's like you get the 2 extra characters in there.
Yeah, right. Yes, that one. Yeah.
Ray the squirrel and who's the other one?
Rocco? Is it like Rocco the armadillo?
Rocco's Modern Life.
Sonic Mania is so good. This was this is like
this guy's in it.
Ray. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, it's so good, and it was an early Switch game. I think it was like 2018 or something when I was playing it, and like just reminded me of those early Switch days. And it's so big and beautiful and lovely, and I love it so much. Sonic Mania Plus. Connor.
All right. For my fourth pick, I'm gonna go with an indie title, but maybe not one that comes to mind immediately. However, it was my favorite game in the year 2022. It is a first-person shooter, speed-running 3D platformer.
Oh,
it is
no,
neon white.
no. I thought we'd all forget about this, and that could be my last
baby.
pick.
Somebody remembered, and he was me.
Gosh, there was a period of time where we were like all competing,
Yes.
leaderboard style. That was very fun.
I
loved this game.
Going and doing levels and then seeing that like one of your punk friends
fucking
has,
Hearn.
Yeah, it's
is
Hearn.
like point
It's always
Fucking
Hearn.
Always
2
beating
seconds
my
faster.
scores.
Truly though, the fun of playing this game and seeing that there was more possible and like higher heights that you could reach was an absolute blast. This was a game that like really captured me in the summer of 2022, and I haven't replayed it yet because I'm kind of saving it for a rainy day. But yeah, to be able to use these cards as either weapons to defeat enemies in the level, or to use them in a sort of platforming sense, whether something gives you a high jump or a dash forward, was really fun. So if you like, I'm not a speedrunner by any means, but if you like to replay levels quickly and see if you can push yourself a little further, Neon White, I could honestly do with the narrative and some of the characterization.
No, read it all. Read it all.
I was a little lukewarm on,
Let
but
me tell you,
overall as
I
a
have a
package,
speed running through that narrative, baby.
Yes, exactly. How fast can I mash through it? But
Yeah.
Neon White, that's my it's my fourth pick.
Love that. You know, that's kind of like Sonic, if you think about it, because you go so fast.
Kind of like Sonic.
Yeah. Mikey, you're up.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Pokemon Arceus.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legends.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
The best
I can't believe.
Pokemon game.
Yeah,
in recent memory.
maybe.
I had a realization with Sword and Shield that made me sad. And that
Same, dude.
realization was Pokemon is too baby for Mikey. And I realized Pokemon is always baby, and it's meant for baby. And when I fell in love with Pokemon, I was baby. And then I played Sword and Shield, and I was like, it's still baby. I'm a
Okay, I get it. Fire Emblem's good.
Look, Mikey, consider my diaper full because I love this stuff.
Look, it just,
Gaga.
My
I just say
diaper
that
is filled
and-
to the brim, baby.
Full of rare
Listen,
candy.
I
Hopefully.
still have joy and fun with Pokemon, but hey man, once you know the rock paper scissors of it all, it's like, well, what are we doing? But I thought Arceus was a fun
Rock,
take.
paper, scissors.
Thank you. What did I say?
Well, you said rock, paper, scissors, and
I didn't
corrected
say
to
Brock.
Brock, paper,
Brock,
scissors.
paper,
Missed it,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Brock, Misty, scissors.
Brock Misty
So,
Scyther. Brock Misty
okay.
Scyther.
Brock, Misty, Scyther. Yes,
Did it.
I don't like how this is going.
Yeah, that's
Brock
it. That's the
Misty
perfect
Scyther.
that's the one. That's the
Brock,
one.
Misty, Scyther.
Scyther.
Look, keep your fan fiction to yourself, all right? Let's just.
Arceus was a fresh take on that, and sort of renewed my love and adoration for the franchise, where I felt like, maybe this isn't for me anymore.
Do you feel like it was a teenage version of Pokemon?
Nah, it was still baby, but it was fun baby. I don't know. It was new enough, and like sort of the active way that you were catching the Pokemon and stuff. I just was like, it was enough. Where it felt like, because that's kind of had been my critique, I guess. I felt like it's interesting to sort of not take care of the initial audience that made you so popular, if that makes sense. Like, I know it's going to always be for kids, but like, hey man, I'm the one that made you rich, okay? It was me.
Sure, yeah.
It was all you.
That's right.
Yeah,
you were donating weekly.
I don't know that I want like a R-rated version of Pokemon, but I want something.
You
I want
don't?
some sort. Maybe
Sounds
I
like
do.
you do.
Maybe I do.
Isn't that
Maybe
just
I
Pal
do.
World? Isn't that just Pal World?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, and not and that's fine. But
I think you could still tell like stories that you know what I mean, like darker stories or
Like
stories that
Neon
more...
White stories.
Well, no, not like that, but
Metroid Other M.
Yes.
yeah, you could do like a Metroid Other M.
I think there's a way to do it. I just don't think they don't need to give a shit. Like they know the formula. They know it works.
Spoken like a bunch of people who did not play the story in Scarlet and Violet.
I mean, I played everything in Scarlet and Violet. I played all the DLC.
The stories in that are so dark.
I love Scarlet and Violet. I don't know. Maybe let's talk off mic about what stories you're talking about, because I remember all the stories being like someone was mad, but then they got better. Like that was like
and that's always been Pokemon, and that sometimes it's fine. Anyway, long story long. Pokemon Arceus, a great addition to the franchise. Very fun.
That's the first game that Patrick and I ever ran into each other buying at the same Best Buy in our little neighborhood.
Jeremy couldn't work there if he wanted to.
Yeah, Jeremy, they said don't bring your friend in here.
Absolutely not. No, they won't even let me in that place. Okay. Kristin.
You know what? Lots of games are also too baby for me. So I'm picking a real grown-up game. I'm gonna pick another compilation. I'm going with Danganronpa Decadence.
Ooh, wow, that is very dark.
Yeah, I'm despite everything about me implying that I probably would, I don't like anime very much. Like I'm not into anime, but for some reason I fucking love Danganronpa. Like I don't know what it is about it. It has every trope that I shouldn't like. It's very, very anime, but I just like it. And I do like visual novels from time to time, and I like some of the mini games. And I just think of all the Danganronpa games, I really like 2 the most. And this has all 3, so I don't really have to choose. And it has that bonus extra game that was exclusive to this version.
Was it like a volleyball game? What was it?
It's like a weird, they're on the beach. I tried playing it, and honestly, the tutorial was so long that I was just like, I'm gonna do that another time, and I never did it. So I just owned it for a while and then sold it back to a game store. But luckily, now I can just play it anytime I want. I'll have plenty of time to get through that tutorial.
Great choice. Yeah, I love Danganronpa. Mark?
I'm going to take Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Oh, man, great.
So
choice.
I didn't own a Wii U, so the early days of the Switch when they were porting over a bunch of Wii U games was great for me because I was able to catch up on all these great Nintendo games that I never played. And oh boy, am I glad for the Switch version where they give you extra hearts. You have funky mode. So
is this the first funky mode thing?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So
you always remember your first.
You always remember your first funky mode.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing I really like about Tropical Freeze is the music and the way that the music and the gameplay and the level design all work together. I feel like each level in Tropical Freeze is like a theme park ride, and the music changes, and I feel like that's something that you also see in Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but I feel like was not that common in platformers. And I feel like Tropical Freeze was the first one where I really noticed that the music, it all worked so well together. I think it's a really special game. So taking Tropical Freeze.
Excellent choice. Wow. Patrick, double picks.
I'm going to follow in Mark's lead, and I'm also going to take a Wii U game that was re-released on the Switch. I am taking Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Whoa, Bowser's Inside Fury, as Connor used to call it.
Bowser's Fury on its own is a great little bite-sized 3D open world kind of thing. But Super Mario 3D World is, I think, the Mario game that, the modern Mario game that I've replayed the most. My girlfriend and I have played this game to completion, I think 4 times. Wow. And like it's the most fun when you get to those like super impossibly hard levels right at the end, and you're trying to do like the Champions Road. And I don't know, it's just an incredibly fun, like fast, action-packed game, and I love all the characters, and yeah, I love it. It's also where, you know, like the phenomenon of Captain Toad in that like treasure tracker style, like where that comes from. I just think it's like the perfect course-based Mario
And the cat
game.
suits.
And the cat
suits.
Oh, is that a cat?
Is that a nice
That's just my
cute kitten?
That's just a
Oh
cat.
no, it's a huge, disgusting Ribley. Bummer. But hey, good news, folks. This is our final Ribley of the evening.
We know that
Connor,
because they sent a note that said we're done after this.
they said after this we're all
Well, that was
full.
nice of 'em.
We're all full now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit it.
All right, I'll go ahead and I'll see what the Ribley's RNG says.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's number 8, Janet.
Oh no!
Adventure has been
Janet.
eaten or destroyed. Either way, I'm so sorry.
Let's just say
okay.
you don't want it now.
Gross.
You
Okay,
get
so
to replace that pick.
okay, well, outside the gift of extra stuff, what do I do with it? I think I will go looking at my list and what I have now. I feel like I need more. I need something that has a bit more of like a well of replayability, and platformers are my favorite genre. So I'm gonna go ahead and go a little lower on my list in terms of like where I'd rank it, but go with Super Mario Maker 2.
Oh, whoa!
Great pick.
I forgot about
This game is so great.
There's endless Mario, which makes it the best Mario because it's the most Mario per game that you can get. Not counting 3D All Stars, which they don't sell anymore. It also doesn't have the best Galaxy allegedly. I've only played one, so I don't know. Yeah, but Mario Maker 2, this could have been Nintendo's moment to shine. What a wasted opportunity, but that doesn't have to stop the fun from being had.
Yes.
It is just a blast to search out people's levels, check things out, and I think with the especially having like the touchscreen, which you could argue like the Wii U Mario Maker 1 also has a touchpad on the gamepad, but it's really easy to just to make levels. I've been working on one since like it came out. I'm in development hell in Mario Maker 2, and I'd hope to get out of that.
Crunch.
Personal
Crunch time.
Exactly. Yeah. So self-imposed development hell. I've been working on this thing for a while. You know, kind of lost funding, got busy at work. You know how it
You
is
got a
with
lot
side
of
projects.
unfinished products. You got some Animal Crossing shit you got to get to.
Exactly. You know, it's all just the investor well dried up, let me tell you. But yeah, Mario Maker, it's just a fun time to just check out again other people's levels, mix and match sort of. I like the quick drop of like art styles and things you can do in that game as well. It does have multiplayer, which I don't know how that would, if someone could come into the pod and then we can play online together or something.
Probably like a space alien or something. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of just someone could be there, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's just like a really fun game to check out the hellscape of platforming that people would make. And I think also sometimes people took some fun creative liberties in there. Like people would make, levels that are essentially like rides that you would sort of witness more than engage with. So I think there's a lot of different ways to like check things out. And I can do like the most thorough content on this for whenever I land to somewhere that has a way to post content where it's like we can do a deep dive into like what are the best Mario Maker levels into. I'm gonna find out because I will be the only one left who has access. So there we go.
That's a great pick. Totally actually forgot about it. Yeah, Patrick, why don't you kick us off with our fifth and final round?
Wait, I think oh yeah, Patrick, yeah, sorry. Do your thing. I don't know.
Oh, sorry?
I didn't need to interrupt anybody. Are you a Ridley?
So I'm looking at my list. I like what I've got so far.
You're looking, you're liking.
I'm looking and I'm liking and I'm loving.
Okay.
The company,
Sure.
But I'm noticing that one of the things that I do most on my Switch, which is play Picross, is not represented here at all.
Here we go.
So with my fifth and final pick, I'm going to take Murder by Numbers.
I've never heard another person talk about that game ever.
It's a visual novel mystery game set in 90s Hollywood. where you solve crimes and discover clues by playing discrete little puzzles of Picross. Your best friend is a robot with a damaged memory, and he helps you solve these crimes.
And
it's a
this
fantastic
is
game.
Starring Sandra Bullock?
Kinda.
And Ryan Gosling?
Actually.
Murder by Numbers.
Yes.
Wow, I've never heard of this. That's crazy.
It's really
Love
fun.
it. Love that.
So underrated. What a great pick.
It's got great writing too. Like it, as far as like video game writing goes, like it's a fully satisfying set of mysteries, and they like loop back around on each other, and the aesthetics of it are so cool and so fun. Loved Murder by Numbers.
Dang. Great choice. Looks very cool. Okay, let's move on to Mark, your fifth and final pick.
I am really debating between two indie games, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go with Stardew Valley. Available everywhere, but I played it on Switch, and what a great game. A perfect farming simulator. Like, I don't know that you could do any better. And I haven't played it for a few years, and so there's so much content that the creator keeps adding to it that I have just never experienced. But Stardew Valley.
Wow, love that. And a long one. You could be on that for a while.
Mark, can I guess your what the other indie game you were debating between?
Yeah, sure.
Is it Pentiment?
It wasn't, although that is on my list. It was Katana Zero. That was
wow. I haven't heard anyone talk about that in a while. Katana Zero is a great game. Kristin, fifth and final. Here we are.
Well, when I was looking at my list, I noticed that there's not right now a single game that I couldn't play somewhere else if I really wanted to. So I'm gonna pick. I can't believe this isn't gone. The other pandemic classic that's only available on Nintendo Switch, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. Genuinely love that game though. You don't know what it is. It's just a collection of like regular ass board games, but digital. And there's not like during the pandemic being up, just getting like absolutely demolished at Mancala at 11 p.m. and then you see the person who it was, and it's like daughter in all lowercase. So you're like, all right, cool, rematch. And then getting crushed so many times that the little kid leaves because they feel bad for you. Just an unmatched experience. And I liked a lot of those games that are like, I love playing Dots. There's just so many basic games on there that I love. And it's such a fun, underrated little game, and you can play it single player too. So, if the satellites that we're so close to do get destroyed, I could still play by myself, and that's fun too.
Incredible freaking choice! Oh my gosh!
So the
Great
next
stuff.
time a Clubhouse 51 Games Worldwide Classics is released, can we all agree?
Yeah.
Squad up.
Yeah, it'll be our. I still know what you did last summer. Mikey, you're up.
Yeah. So, what do we got? I got Odyssey. I got Fire Emblem. Got Dave the Diver. Got Pokemon Arceus. I think, in the interest of playing something I can play forever, I'm gonna go with Slay the Spire.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to our boy Jacques Molyneux, sweet boy. Slay the Spire is probably it's up there with one of my most played games on the Switch. It's one of the easiest pick up, put down, but you don't put it down. Games, and I'm gonna just play it forever until Slay the Spire 2 comes out. Great game.
Great choice. This is one that I remember turning on and being like, I have to stop. And I have to put this away for a while.
Balatro came out recently and almost got as deep as Slay the Spire, but
I'm in that right now. I'm in a Balatro spiral right now.
Didn't quite get as deep as Slay the Spire for me, and I spent a lot of time playing Balatro too.
I think Hearn, speaking of Hearn, he brought it up in our chat, but it was true. It's really true about these Slay the Spire or Balatro type games. If they come out only on PlayStation, for free or whatever, that's how I'm playing Balatro because it was a PS Plus game. I'll like play it a lot less than if it's on Switch. You know what I mean? Because I can't take that thing to bed. Connor, fifth and final.
Well, if anyone is familiar with the format and the 23 space voyages we've done to this point, you'll know that oftentimes I've got to make a Connor McCabe pick, which is when I pick a game that I've never played, that probably a lot of people love, that I just feel like taking.
And we always play this theme song when you do this.
I'm glad you at least waited till the fucking end this time.
Instead of with like my first pick being like, I don't know,
you did take a first round draft.
Never played Metal Gear Solid 2. I'll take that.
Yeah. So I've got to go with a game that I think I'll love that I've never played. And I don't have any RPG representation on my list. So, folks, we're going with none other than Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Whoa! I was not expecting this at all.
Apparently, from what I've heard, and this is also a sort of a trend of the Connor McCabe picks, is I've heard this is the best one.
Yeah, have you played any of them?
Buddy, I haven't touched a single one.
Me either.
Yeah, wow. Well, I've played them.
And
good luck.
I'll watch like a YouTube recap of like the story leading up to that.
Before you take off,
Yeah.
Do you know who this is, Connor? Do you know who that is?
It's Shulk.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't recognize him with his shirt on.
On the subject of Xenoblade Chronicles, I still think my favorite thing I've ever heard Jeremy say is on an episode of his show, a saying of the Xenoblade Chronicles series, "I've tried them all and I like them none."
But I gotta keep buying them because once you get one on the shelf, you gotta get them all on the shelf. Okay, July 5th and final.
Okay, this game's been.
Oh, I skipped myself. Never mind. Hold on, it's
go
me.
ahead.
I gotta go. Sorry.
Hopefully you don't take mine.
Tell Jeremy what you're gonna pick so he can have it.
Okay, I was gonna pick something that's been mentioned a bunch already.
Ooh, okay. It's kind of like a riddle. I'm gonna pick a game. Okay, here's my big ending game pick. That's also gonna be a big recommend to everybody here. I don't know. Maybe some people played it. Maybe not. The game is called Moon Remix RPG Adventure. Has anyone ever heard of this?
Yeah,
okay, perfect. So this is an honor
PlayStation game.
Okay, yeah. So this was originally on the PlayStation 1, and it was a Japanese-only game, and it never got localized. It took forever and ever and ever to get localized. There's fan translations that came out along the way. It was Toby Fox found it in his youth, and it inspired Undertale. But this thing is a monster. It is an absolute gem. It got released on the Nintendo Switch and the PS4 in 2021, but it's still really like only those two places you can find it. And it's in honor of like these games that I would just find and discover when I was like starting to get back into video games. And I was just like wanting to know the history of games and wanting to know like what's all the cool like underground stuff that I never got to play as a kid or experience. This game is so freaking awesome. It's an anti-RPG that basically the premise is the hero of the RPG has already come through the world and destroyed and killed all these things, going up to the final boss, and you have to come behind him and like solve the mystery of like what happened in the world and the story and like figure out. So there's really no battles that happen in the game. It's you just sort of picking up items and figuring out and like the puzzles of the game, and everything's on a day timer. So you have to like eventually go back to your house and go to sleep every day, or like you lose progress. It's an incredibly funny game. It's very well written. And the art style is just like really great. And yeah, I would definitely check this one out because it's like, when this came out, I remember the only person really talking about it was like Tim Rogers, and like it got almost no coverage, and it was just like, oh man, like what a absolute like this is like such a great thing that we can do these days now that we're all so connected. We can just keep bringing games over and stuff. And anyway, that's my big last final pick, Moon. July, now it's you. Sorry.
Okay, I'm making a last minute change. I was gonna pick the 3D World 3D All-Stars, but I don't have a Zelda on my list, so I'm going to pick Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Ooh.
I had a great time with this game. Never played the original, so this was my first foray into playing this. And I think they did a great job, making this version of the game. It's so like cutesy, the art style. I just love. I love my time with it. That's
getting some nice quality of life improvements on the Switch too, allegedly. So some of those frame rate drops that you experience in the overworld are going to be gone.
Maybe the frame rate is not something that they are saying is improved on it.
God, I take it back.
Oh, really? Yeah, you got to read through all those things because sometimes it's like, no frame rate improvements. Wait a minute.
Actually, it's downgraded.
Yeah. Actually, the jumps are smaller now. You can't jump as high. Great pick, though. Janet, fifth and final.
All right, I'm going with Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
The second one. Wow.
Because I haven't finished the second one, so I figured I could finish it in space. But I did really like the second one. It also had some frame rate issues, kind of a theme for the Nintendo Switch. But let's focus on what's good about it, which is it's just like a great tactics game. And I think them kind of shaking it up and sort of giving you more free reign on where you're moving around. And then also the sparks are kind of the big thing that's different in this game to kind of like shake up what you can do mechanically. They have some really fun like challenges. It's also one of those games that has sort of leeway on like doing the main campaign versus 100%ing. So it seems like it might have a good kind of completionist angle to it. And I think what's so fun about this franchise too is, again, what a surprise it was. I think when the first one was announced, we were all like, clearly this isn't going to be good. I mean, it's Mario plus Rabbids. It's like a thing I like and thing I hate. Turns out it equals a thing you really like. Who knew the math on that, The guy cried when he showed it off, it's like, it was a really sweet moment, that first game. And the second one, I think it kind of in a weird, to me, has that Tears of the Kingdom problem where it is better, but at the same time, it doesn't have like that nostalgia or like the newness and the punch. So I do think a lot of people do favor that first one, but the second one's a great time in its own right. And I'm part of the problem because I didn't finish that, and I haven't finished Tears of the Kingdom. But you know what? I'm gonna knock this one out when I'm floating through space, and I'm gonna get really good at it. Then I can use those skills to play other tactics games, which I'm told exist. So there we go.
Nice.
Great final pick. Love that. Absolutely phenomenal job, you guys. I think that the place that we will be delivering these to will be we'll love all of these titles. Now, there were a lot of titles though that are going to burn up into outer space and never to be played by anyone ever again, and I guess we do have to honor those. So why don't we do a quick honorable mentions before we plug and get the hell out of here? Did nobody pick Super Mario Wonder?
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun, actually.
It's fun and not on my list.
Yeah.
I like it that much.
Yeah, interesting.
I like the idea of it.
I wonder if the temperature's just cooled on that game just a lot in general since it's come out. I don't know. Maybe, but
I think the multiplayer was really rough if you went too high. Like I remember tried to play with 3 people total.
Oh,
it was hell on earth.
Oh, yeah.
2 people though, pretty solid. Like I think it struggled a bit with some of that element of it, but I think a step up though from what was the one that had the Van Gogh level where that was like the only
you.
Yes. Oh my god. So definitely they're heading in the right direction, but I think wasn't as revered as I think we expected it to be.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you got Pikmin 4, and I was tempted to grab the Pikmin 1+2 package.
Right.
Because both those games are stone cold classics.
Mm-hmm. Along with Metroid Prime HD remasters and other GameCube.
I had Astral Chain.
Oh, great.
As well.
Yeah,
I
okay.
love my time with that.
Or just countless ports on this system from the Wii U.
So many ports and
previous.
collections.
None of us. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is burning.
Fuck you, Mario Kart. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we got that thing. We got Tropical Freeze that got picked.
Yeah. And Mirage Sessions, Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah.
I think I had enough rhythm games that I got like analysis paralysis and couldn't pick just one because I had Theater Rhythm, Taiko no Tatsujin, Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Sayonara Wild Hearts was on my list.
That's a really fun one, yeah. I played it
Cadence
on
of
Switch as well.
Hyrule, yeah.
Yeah, Cadence of Hyrule is on my list too. Yeah, that's great.
I just had so many. I love rhythm games. I was surprised nobody picked Cuphead with all the indie ones going on.
I forgot about
on my
Cuphead.
list as well. Cuphead.
Yeah, it's tough
Sayonara
because
Wild
there's
Hearts.
so
No
many
one
good
picked
indie
the
games.
Goose Game, the Untitled Goose Game.
Oh, yeah.
That
Or
would get picked
Vampire
for sure.
Survivors, or Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge, like all incredible indie games.
Yeah, there were two indie games that I had on my list I didn't end up going with, but one was Dead Cells and then one was Into the Breach. Two great
Into the
ones.
Breach.
Mm-hmm. No
Was-
Mario parties. No.
Well, I don't know if
Mario
this was. I
RPG
don't know if the
ports.
Switch was the console for Mario parties. Did
No
anyone
Octopath
love
Traveler.
Superstars
No
is like the
Octopath.
best.
Octopath 1 and 2? Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are great.
Yeah, Mario Party.
I did like Sword and Shield. I'm
Yeah.
not afraid. And you know what? I'm not afraid to say it. I'm tired.
Hey,
of
I like
losing
Scarlet and
cards.
Violet.
Power
so-
to you.
Join the Diapers
Yeah.
Full Club.
That's
Well,
kind of
and let me be
adult
clear.
sword.
Let me be clear. I
Sword and
beat the
Shield.
whole game. I played
Sword and
the whole
Shield.
thing.
It was great if you didn't have someone you're talking about Dexit. I don't carry my Pokemon from game to game. Okay, that's a you
Oh.
problem, not a me
Yeah.
problem.
I really
It's a new
like the
adventure
Let's
each
Go.
time.
I really like the Let's Go game, like Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I really like that.
I've heard good things about those. I haven't.
I also
gotten
wanted
any.
to shout out Skyward Sword HD.
Yeah.
I didn't play it on the Wii, and I turned out to really love that game. And like, I think the narrative, like the relationship between Zelda and Link, is the best of any of the games.
And
then
Groose.
Luigi's. Oh yeah, and then Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which when they announced that, I was like, this
Yeah.
is dumb. And then I played it, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then I have to shout out because I had too many RPGs. But if you like RPGs that don't have combat, another really good one is Rakuen and Mr. Saito. They are Laura Shigihara,
Yeah, Mr. Sacho.
the composer of the original Plants vs Zombies games. She made these two RPGs and they're really great and they have amazing soundtracks.
That's cool.
I think the last one I'll shout out is a game I bought on launch evening because it was available digitally, and that was Snipper Clips. And
Oh, love Snipper Clips.
that was like 1-2 Switch was obviously a game that like you could play with a group of people, and I did, but Snipper Clips was the one that we actually enjoyed thoroughly.
Mike
you know,
Steele
for
loves
more
Snipper
than
Clips.
for more than just like a 30-minute laugh. So Snipper Clips was really fun.
Snipper Clips is one of those great games where you like are getting up at the TV being like, no, you turn
Yeah,
your
go
paper
over here.
this way.
And cut me into an X. July, did you have any of the Capcom fighting collections on your list?
I did, but I think I might have picked them on the last one of these. If I can't remember if I did or
yeah,
not.
maybe.
That's why I was kind of staying away from those. But I had that. I had
Which
If
one's
you
your
had to pick
favorite?
one, yeah,
if you had to
that
pick one, which one's your favorite?
honestly probably the first Capcom fighting collection because I just remembered when I got that for the Switch, I was like, one day they're gonna put the Marvel vs. Capcom ones on here, but I don't know if they ever will because of the rights issues and stuff. But I think I have just like a nostalgia for that one. But right now I play mostly the Marvel fighting collection.
Yeah.
The Marvel one's great.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's
And
just great. But that first one, we play a lot of that Pocket Fighter, right?
Yeah, we played a bunch
yeah.
of that.
A lot of Pocket Fighter.
The second volume of the Just Fighting collection came out yesterday, I think.
It did?
I've been playing it. Yeah.
Oh wow! I think I'm gonna wait for Switch 2 for that. Okay. Well, why do you say we
keep
rocket
doing that.
our?
Do that 5 more times.
Why don't we rocket our asses out into space and
Yeah, tiny little bottoms.
and our tiny little bottoms out into space and say goodbye. I'm going to jet everybody out as I read off their picks and give them a little chance to plug. So Patrick Ehlers, you went with Tetris 99, Hades, Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Bowser's Inside Fury is what I wrote down, and Murder by Numbers. What would you like to plug and get out of here with that?
Yeah, I would like to plug the Nintendo Cartridge Society podcast and also the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles source book, which is the encyclopedia on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I wrote, which is available anywhere you buy books.
And I would like to salute you as your list is very eclectic. So thank you very much for that. Mark, you got
you
Breath
have
of
to
the...
do a specific salute for each person as they go. So
Yep. Mark, you got Breath of the Wild, Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Stardew Valley, and boy, I might just say, if I've seen a lot of lists, not many are as eclectic as this one. So thank you so much for that, Mark.
Awesome.
What would you like to plug?
I will also plug the Nintendo Cartridge Society with Patrick and myself, where we talk about Nintendo twice a week. And also boiled hot dogs. I'd love to put a plug in for boiled hot dogs.
Delicious food, boiled hot dogs. Kristin, you of course took new. So sorry. Yes, one got eaten. A Final Fantasy 1 through 6 collection, Bayonetta 2 Live Alive, Danganronpa collection, and Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. You know, at first I was looking at this list and I was thinking, is this eclectic? And then by the time I got to the end of the list, 100% it was eclectic. So congratulations. Kristin, what would you like to plug?
I occasionally Twitch stream under the name Kristin. You could find me there. And other than that, I just want to say I bought the game Moon on Switch while we were talking. That sounds right up my alley.
Please reach out to me when you start this game and let me know what your thoughts are, even if it's that you don't like it.
I will. Well, especially if I don't like it, I'll be Venmoing, sending you a Venmo request.
Send me a Venmo request. Great stuff. Mikey, you took Super Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Dave the Diver, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and Slay the Spire. I mean, don't tell anyone else, but this might be the most eclectic list of them all.
That's probably my favorite list, honestly.
Yeah, Geesh Louise. Okay.
Honest.
Mikey, why don't you, what do you have to plug?
I'm on Instagram at Mikey Loves Mikey. I'm on TikTok at Tiki Mikey Talkie. If you like improv comedy, come to UCB Theater. You can see me perform with my team every second Friday of the month. Bitchin', that's a fun time. And I also just want to shout out Epsom salt baths for Jeremy's tiny little bottom because he's gonna need one.
Thank you. I actually, while we were talking, did buy Epsom salt baths stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Great. July Diaz. Wowzers. You got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Scott Pilgrim versus the World remake.
That's not what it's called, but okay.
Kingdom Hearts Melody? Is that what that game's called? Kingdom Hearts Melody? Okay. Persona 5.
All the names of my games wrong. Go ahead.
Approximations, kind of.
Persona 5 Royale, Link's Awakening. And Link's Awakening, of course. And
Link's Awakening, yeah.
Yeah, this list, I gotta be honest, it's not eclectic.
Whoa.
It's super eclectic.
Okay.
This might be the most, I mean, this is one of the most mega eclectic. What would you like to plug in on your way out?
Yeah, if you're also, kind of just in space, zooming around, and if you got some time, check out the Roasts of Mario, Roast of Sonic, Roast of Donkey Kong episodes of Video Games a Comedy Show. Again, I have nothing to do with them. I'm just a big fan. I just love them so much. Check those out. Check out Inside Video Games Classic with me. And that's it.
Janet, we were so fortunate to have you on the program. Thank you so much for joining us today and joining us on this little voyage. Sorry it didn't go better. I know the ship is literally falling apart as we speak. You did take home with you, though, Animal Crossing New Horizon, Metroid Dread, Splatoon 3, Super Mario Maker 2, and Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This list is eclectic. It just is.
Thank you.
It just is. Sorry, it is. Janet, what do you have to plug?
I'm going to plug my website, pen2pixels.com. It's where you can read my games writing. I do a lot of reviews, previews, and lists, and I am behind on doing my best of list for this year so far, but I'm going to do it and then write it again and then write it hopefully 2 more times before the year is done. So that's how it goes.
I love lists. I love best of lists. That sounds awesome. Connor McCabe. Wow. You got Tears of the Kingdom, my boy. Luigi's Mansion, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Neon White, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. As far as lists go,
I'm really rooting for you, Connor.
it's like that thing where you have a lot of things that they're not all alike.
You're thinking
you know?
of eclectic.
Yes, that's the word. I'm
Yep.
thinking of eclectic. Yeah. This list is very eclectic. So, what do you have to plug?
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who listened or watched us live on Twitch or is watching the YouTube version of this, because this is this is an episode if you watch it, there's some great visuals. But thank you for doing that. Check out my podcast, Call Me By Your Game. It's a show about what makes video games special to different people. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts, including on YouTube. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on some new stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I took home Celeste, Hollow Knight, Pikmin 4, Sonic Mania Plus, and Moon. I hate to rank my own list here, but it's kind of eclectic, if I do say so myself.
I know, all digital yours.
Oh yeah. I'm going all digital this new gen. All digital, no physical stuff, baby. I don't know. Follow me on the stuff at Jeremy Schmidt on Blue Sky. My show, you can follow this show at VGA Comedy Show. Patreon.com/Super NPC Radio. That's the place where you can find bonus content for the makers of this show and Call Me By Your Game. Boy, oh boy, that Resident Evil 4 Remake Games Club is sure underway, and it is hot. We are loving it over there. A lot of good conversations. We're recording an episode literally tomorrow as of this recording, and I cannot wait for it. It's like such an exciting time. Race over there, and make sure you get over there quick for the new Games Club voting that's going to happen any day now, because we got a big one for you. For Q3, there's only 2 games on the docket, and it is Death Stranding 2
and Hogwarts Legacy.
Nope, it's Death Stranding 2 and Super Mario Sunshine, the Battle of the Beach, baby. Okay, so get over there, vote. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Ooh, could you turn on the alarm for us?
Yeah. Hold on. My alarm computer went to sleep.
Taking a captain nap of its.
It's taking a captain nap. Okay. Whoa! Okay, bye!
We are off stream. The stream's still going, but we can neither be seen or heard. Jeremy, should we stop our little recording?